it's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. You know what that means?
High roller.
It's a high roller day. Time for some high roller day.
High roller.
Got a couple harkenings on this side of the table.
Hey everybody, welcome to High Rollers D&D. It's me, your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes, ya boy.
It's not.
And I'm joined by my friends. Over on this side, we've got Tron Kim. And on the other side, we've got Tom and Ree.
Hey, what up?
Whoa. No Katie this week. Unfortunately, she's not feeling very well, so we are down a member, but that's okay. We're going to truck on and give you some fun D&D time. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Only a couple of things to mention at the top of this episode. Don't forget to go and check out we've redone all of our merch. We've brought all of our merch back.
Yeah.
You can find a link in chat in the video description on our website and all of that kind of good stuff as well.
Website?
We've got a website now, highrollersdnd.com. Yep, you can go to check that out. All the merch is there. We've brought back basically our core collection and some fan favorites, along with some new stuff as well. We've got a latte fun mug. We've got a gelatinous cube t-shirt.
Altheya
We've got some Altheya t-shirt. We've got a cool tote bag. We've got a bunch of cool stuff on there. We know that a few people have bought some stuff already. Thank you guys so much. We hope you enjoy it. It's going to be available, so you can just go and purchase stuff whenever you like. So go check that out. And then also just the regular reminders of if you'd like to sign up to our Patreon or YouTube members, you get access to like some special little bits and bobs, little behind the scenes videos, emotes, Discord access, early access to the podcast, all of that kind of good stuff as well. And then also please do not forget that on the 17th of September.
What?
Keep going.
What? Do you remember the 17th night of September?
Yeah, thank you. I do, because that's when it's High Rollers Live! We are doing a special live show in London on the London West End.
Website?
At the Adelphi Theatre. What? At the London website.
It's a terrible segue. When I did it was a great segue.
I know,
You just said the word website.
Patreon?
I had to get it out of my brain. It was like
London?
sitting in my brain. I had to just release it.
Oh, no.
That's fine. But yes, the Adelphi Theatre in London, the West End. It's a proper West End theatre. They got Back to the Future on at the minute. Back to the Future.
Amazing.
Wow. We're going to be doing a live show. There's still tickets available. Please go and check it out. It's going to be the biggest conglomeration, the biggest gathering of High Rollers fans I think we've ever had.
I think you're right.
So it's going to be an awesome
Have you
time.
seen Good Omens?
I have seen some of Good Omens, yeah.
Season 2.
Where they harness the power of... Never mind.
Spoilers.
Just saying, we could create a ritual from the end.
Oh, right.
I was doing
Okay.
that anyway. I was absolutely doing that anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, now that you've let it
That's
out.
how
Sorry.
Kim and I are going to get another, 20 years of youth.
Yeah.
We're going to absorb it from the audience.
Yep.
We're harnessing?
Yeah.
You're not. No, you're not.
You're not. You don't need it.
Yeah.
You revert to an egg.
God,
Kim,
You're
Kim and I are
dry,
old.
aren't
yeah.
We need it. I'll suck you all dry. With that, that's it. Those are the announcements this week. We're just going to jump straight on into it. Here's the intro.
Website?
Website. Hello and welcome back to Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Our heroes explored the tunnels beneath Ashen Rest, discovering that the catacombs beneath Bright Shadow Cathedral and the old sewers had been joined at some point in time. Unable to find signs of Morris Goldsight or the Lamplighters in the catacombs, the party frantically scoured the old sewers and set off a devious trap involving explosive demonic fuel, before running into a trio of mercenaries that had been positioned in an old water cistern. As the battle turned brutal for both sides, the mercenaries decided to parley, agreeing to end the conflict and leave without further bloodshed. The heroes paid them to reveal some additional information before they left, however, and the mercenaries, a band called the Iron Crows, revealed that they were paid by Tobias Later of the Lamplighters Guild to protect Morris Goldsite and aid them with some plan to effect the large Everlights built into the town's watchtowers. Morris was alerted to the party's search of the tunnels and fled with a couple of other mercenary guards to the final tower he had to work on. Injured and having already sent magical messages to Sir Griold, Knight of Northvale, the party decided to head back to the catacombs and the cathedral, hoping to meet with the knight and gain aid. They encountered Sir Glory, a holy knight of Pyrrhus who mistook Ophelia for an undead creature, but quickly clarified the situation. Escorted, they headed to the town and met with Sir Griold, but before any action could be taken, the Everlights of the Lamplighters Guild switched on as night fell, and with that, a sickly yellow-green light descended and engulfed the town in a dome of magic. That is where we pick up today. You are all stood just outside of Bright Shadow Cathedral, having literally planning to make your way to the Duke to assemble the town's guard, to go and investigate these watchtowers, to find Morris and maybe stop them, when you see this happen. As you stand outside on the elevated part of the town called Duskrise District, you can see Ashen Rest spread out before you. The sickly green-yellow dome having encompassed it entirely. And now you see trails of light descending down from the dome like smoke from a campfire, but in reverse. Those trails lead into the dozens and dozens and dozens of Everlights spread throughout Ashen's Rest. You see that the Pharos, the headquarters of the Lamplighters Guild, near the center of town, a shape is beginning to try and form. Some great, massive collection of smoke and light in which you see flashes of some large demonic face, even at this distance, this mass of smoke and light so large. Could I also ask everyone to make a perception check for me, please?
Yes.
Do we want to roll for fate first?
Yes, actually, good point. Thank you very much, Kim. Good reminder. Let's do fate roll.
Okie doke.
Can I get a fate dice for that?
No, you can roll.
I rolled 6.
6, that is a dice for you.
Bloody rolled bloody 6.
That's a dice for you.
A 4.
That's a dice for you.
Wait, I just commented, but I did get a 4.
Well, then that's... okay.
I got a 3.
That's a dice for me. And then finally, my roll. Chris Trott can observe this.
2.
It's a dice for me. It's a 2 to 3.
All those sides were 2.
Trick dice. So it's a 2 to 3. So fate slightly leans in your favor.
Yeah.
But yeah, perception check,
Perception,
please. And
okay.
23.
23,
15.
15,
5.
16.
16. Everybody but Xanthias.
Right.
You would all notice, looking at this scene of sort of horror in front of you, Ophelia and Rowan, you notice that in the streets, because you are elevated up on Duskrise, that the only thing that is on an equal level is really some of the tall towers, like the Pharos and the Coil of the Empress, but also the Ducal Palace. They're kind of on the same level as Duskrise, but the rest of the town is lower. And in amongst the little alleyways and the streets, you can see some of these Everlights where the smoke is trailing down, almost like tendrils reaching down from the dome. You are seeing a familiar sight that some of you have seen before, where pieces of that smoke are almost coming out of those lights and forming into shapes, and creatures are beginning to emerge across all of Ashen's Rest. They are using these lights as portals to send creatures to this realm. Gruffith, 23 you got, right? Mm-hmm. Great stuff. You see all of that as well, but your eye catches to one of the watchtowers on the Great Wall. And in fact, you remember it because it's the one that changed color last. It was the last one to turn to this sickly yellow-green light. And it's from where this mass of power, these domes first emerged. But this one, which is on the far side of the town, I'll indicate it on the map shortly, every now and then it flickers like it's unstable.
Okay.
And for your reference as well, you guys are up here at Duskrise.
Super north.
Sorry, podcast listeners, I don't have it's basically sort of northeast. The tower that is flickering is on the far western wall. It is this one, near the tawny field.
So between us and that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights we'd have to get through if we went along the wall.
If you went along the wall, yes. You could also come down through the town, passing things like Blackwing's Tower, the Central Plaza, the Forge, which is the barracks where most of the guards are, and in fact, and then making your way
Hopefully
through.
they're
we would also be passing Pharos, right?
The Pharos is number 5.
Yeah.
Yes, so it is here on the map. So depends on how close, you could go through the Central Plaza and sort of avoid it, or you could come through the alleyways and go through there. I'm actually going to pass this to Ren to keep near you in case you want to reference like locations and directions and things
There's
like
no
that.
way we can go past the Pharos. That's got to be the worst.
Can't read maps, guys.
Oh no!
But that is, but Gruff is the only one to notice that watchtower. And like I said, it is.
Sure, yeah.
It feel like you watch it for a moment, Gruff, and it's maybe like once every like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, it like flickers as if the smoke is struggling, like something's blocking some of the smoke pouring out of it, and then it refills back up. And again, it was the last one to change as well.
Okay.
Ron's gripping his head. What do we do?
I
don't know what we do.
Okay. No, I've got nothing. I've got nothing either.
Demons, they're forming. I can see the smoke.
They're everywhere. This town reeks. One thing we must...
Hello, my name is Gruff.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Gruff. I'm from a little village called Tremoro. One thing we must do is have heart. We know these demons, they are summoned by fear. They feed on fear
There's so
to
many.
send energy back and bring more. No, Rowan, you must be brave. Brave, courageous.
Right.
Think of what makes you happy.
You guys,
There you go.
you're here.
As I think, Gruff, you kind of doing this very heroic speech, that's the kind of point where you do see poor Daisy is struggling immensely, just overcome with fear. She is like tucked herself, either stood behind Gruff or Rowan, like she is terrified. She's trembling with fear. And you just hear like, there's just too many. And like you can see her starting to really freak out. Behind them, you see that the others, there was Sir Griold with a couple of soldiers. He'd brought them up with him, as well as Sir Glory, the half-elf woman who is a holy knight of Pyrrhus, and some acolytes. They are just taking in the scene, kind of stunned a little bit by what's happening, but it doesn't take long for a kind of veteran knight like Sir Griold to kind of take a bit more of a command. He kind of snaps out of it. It's like, we need to get word to the Duke. They've definitely noticed this. You said that the creatures coming out of them, they're demons.
Yes.
Well, no, they might not be. We know that they're linked to the twin pits, and we were trying to figure out which pit it was. But I think we might have it. The Fair Light. It's linked to Diablos. Diablos is the pit of suffering. Can anyone remember if that means it was demons or devils? Blackwing
Demons.
was talking to us about it.
Demons. I believe it was demons.
Anybody can make an Arcana check if you want to be sure.
16.
You can also just assume that what you know is true, but if you want to gain knowledge, 16.
19.
19.
19. Yeah, anybody who got over 15, Rowan is correct. Diablos is the pit of suffering and is where demons come from. One of the two twin pits of the Helian throne.
So we know what
You've
was it
encountered
we knew
them.
about demons. Someone told me something about demons.
Sir Glory will...
How to send them back?
They were, one of them lies and make deals, one is malicious, something about that. One of them makes deals.
You would hear Sir Glory, the half-elf woman, the knight, will say, that would... Devils make deals, though never favorably. Demons are creatures of chaos, destruction, suffering. They do still make... Any planar creature can make a deal with mortals. Devils are simply more bound by contracts and laws. They honor agreements. Demons are more fickle, chaotic, destructive, but they still all make deals with people. This is one of the things the Church of the Scion seeks to try and avoid. We try and teach people not to buy into these powers. the cathedral will be safe. It is consecrated ground. They cannot come here. And in fact, there are Everlights nearby. You can actually see on Duskrise across the way. There's like a courtyard, but then there's shops and houses, and over there you can see Everlights. And even within your range, you can see a couple of these Everlights, little creatures. Some of them humanoid in shape, some of them smaller with like wings. Some of them almost appear to be made of living light and smoke itself. They're beginning to emerge, and they're just attacking buildings. They're like smashing windows. They're getting inside houses. You can hear people like crying out and things already. As they do that. One of them kind of peels away and sees this group of you outside the cathedral, and this like little, almost like it almost has like a little creature, like a furry body, almost like an animal, like some sort of beaver or gopher, but it has these wings and then these giant teeth and clawed hands, and it
it's cute.
it flies towards the cathedral and then just seems to impact against like an invisible barrier and bounces off, and it like
Okay, cool.
and then it gets bored and flies off to somewhere else.
Doesn't
nearby.
injure it like the...
No, it doesn't injure it. It doesn't
So,
damage it.
Glory, how many people can we fit in your
The
cathedral?
cathedral can fit many people if we can get them here. We need to get the word out and bring people here that this place is safe. I do not know how... I mean, it has never been tested. Perhaps if there was a significantly strong enough creature, it may be able to overcome the consecration, but it is protected against undead, against fae, against fiends, any of the planar creatures.
Okay. I assume, Sir Griot,
Aye, boy.
we can at least help you rally the civilians to this cathedral.
We need to decide on a plan of action. We can bring people here, aye? And you can see he's already like, you three, there's people in those buildings. Those creatures are attacking them. Go get them and bring them here now. And he sends like his guards off. And they're like, I agree. And they basically charge off in the direction of you saw those creatures. He immediately sends them out to try and rescue those people here. He's like, that's fine. We can send word. The Lord Marshal will rally the town's guard, the Duke's guard already. I'm sure that he's already preparing what forces we have. There's maybe 40 or so guards here in Ashen's Rest with a few elites. We can muster them, but these things are everywhere.
Maybe there's a way to disrupt this dome.
That's the thing. You seem to know more about all of this. We need to find a way to stop whatever is happening, or get this dome. Does it keep people in? Does it keep things out? How does it work?
One thing we know is that the Lamplighters have been fixing these magical discs in the Everlights, and that's part of this summoning, opening this gateway. So we need to smash the Everlights, including those big ones on the wall. They were the last ones they put up. That's
Maybe
where
the
Morris
big
was
ones,
going.
Are needed to do this dome.
Can I put a little bit of time into... I got a schematic for the kind of discs they were putting into the larger lanterns. Could I put some time into figuring out... I know
remember, it was only partially recovered because it was burnt. It was partially burnt. You can try. It's going to be difficult, though.
I was wondering if I can either find a way of, like, the effect of disrupting it, I suppose, over...
Yeah.
Or just smashing it. What would
Blunt
happen?
force trauma.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a Arcana check. It is going to be a disadvantage because the schematics are damaged.
Yes, that makes sense.
Basically, blunt
you do have fate-
trauma or finesse.
I'm going to remind you do have 3 points of fate as well. If you want.
Oh, we have 3. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, you flipped them around. It confused me.
We're over there.
I will use Earthquake.
Face. You're sick.
Because I think the proper way of actually dismantling these bigger lanterns is important. So yeah, disadvantage, Arcana.
Did you spend 1? Sorry.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. Wow, that's rough. I got a 7 total.
7 total.
boy.
I rolled so low on every dice.
The schematics are too badly damaged. I mean, even with a 7, there's things that you'll know, but how much of this information is reliable, or how much? Yeah, it's all kind of. But
Okay.
one thing I will say that you would suspect is the looking at these watchtowers now. It is not going to be just a case of just destroying them or things like that. Especially the ones that are fully powered or like fully activated. They're probably not going to be so simple. Now that you look at them and you see the same thing Gruff does. One of them seems unstable. And that one, you think, if any of them have a chance of maybe being disrupted, like that one's probably the most likely.
Yeah.
But how exactly you go about it, you're not even sure. You don't know what the dome does. The other thing you can tell is things are building to something. That storm of smoke and light around the Pharos with this face is becoming more solid and changing shape and growing. You don't know how much time or anything else. But Sir Griold will just continue. He will basically say, "We can. If I imagine that the Lord Marshal and his forces, they'll be focusing on trying to protect the civilians from these things." And he points down into the city where you can see packs of demons are now like chasing civilians and things like that and kind of attacking en masse. Fires are starting to break out everywhere. The Lord Marshal will focus themselves on protecting them. He'll gather them in places that can be defended, but that will only go so far. There's only so many troops. We can't dedicate everybody. If we abandon the people to go and destroy the watchtowers, we'll lose people, a lot of people. I think it's, honestly, in my tactical assumption, right now, let's assume that us here and Sir Glory and the people of the cathedral, we're probably the only ones who have any capacity to take down these watchtowers. Let's assume that the Lord... Now, hopefully, Duke Ignatius, he'll take care of this. Whatever is going on, and he points at the Pharos, whatever is happening there, the Duke and his children will deal with that. But if there's a chance that these watchtowers need some other magical knowledge or something like that, we may need to go and do something about it.
Okay.
I think our greatest chances is with that last light that came on, the one that's flickering. There's something wrong with it.
Well, then we've got a couple of... We either need to go through the city, through the town to get there, or we go along the walls, but I'm not so sure about that last one. Those things, and you can see that on the watchtowers, like, these are the biggest. There are other shapes, like, there are shapes coming out of those as well. Like, there are demons coming out of the big watchtower lights as well.
Group huddle. Ron puts out his arms.
Okay. With Griold?
No.
Okay.
I want
Griold will turn his attention. You'll see that Sir Griold and Sir Glory start conversing about what they're going to do, basically.
What are you thinking?
Hello.
Hi.
How's everyone doing? Do I smell?
Terribly, but it's fine.
I smell
We'll be
terribly.
okay. No,
No, you're
I'm doing
great.
terribly, but you smell fine.
Trying to see the bright side, trying to stay
Yes.
positive, like you said.
I had a thought.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. We're exhausted.
We need to rest.
yes.
Can't rest. Not with the time that we have. But time's funny in Blackwing's tower. Wonder if it can be funny in our favor.
It's slower or quicker, whatever it is.
I don't know what it was, but it felt weird. When you went in and came out, it was a blink.
I was in there for a long time and came out
Yes.
after a short time. Maybe we could get there, but that's the other side of the city
It's
from...
not. It's kind of... We come down here
It is very close to us, actually, you're right.
and we go to Blackwing on the way to the flickery watchtower.
I mean, we also have the Fellite that Blackwing was looking for. Maybe we can ask for some assistance there. Maybe
It might be
Blackwing
in
can
their
help
best
us.
interest, considering their tower is here and covered in a green dome, that they want to help.
We might be able to spend some time there to rest, but we need to stay, to recover all of our energy. We need to be there for a long time, around 8 hours.
Either way, we could use them as an ally.
It doesn't hurt,
It's on the way.
yes.
And worst case, we just keep going towards the watchtower and try and bring it down.
It may have some kind of healing
What
as
do you all
well.
think?
There might be able to be, like, some of the priests here might be able to heal us or something as well. We could ask them before we go.
Okay. It's more my magical ability is dwindling.
What about this shield thing that
No.
stopped that creature coming in? Is there any way that can be expanded? It can be moved. It can be...
It's holy ground. It's the power of prayer, the power of saints and scions. I don't think it can be moved.
Okay, well, at least there's one
Unless
place.
you have a prayer in your heart. Are you converting?
No,
You actually going to say your prayers now?
let's not talk about my heart.
You see, this is what... This is the power of faith, my boy.
Well,
Have you convinced your sins? You have, actually, so...
at one point. Okay. So we could try, if we find anyone, we might be able to carve some kind of path. I mean, it seems like any demons that get defeated just come pouring out of the same lantern. But breaking the lanterns will stop them from coming out from that
Just
place.
break them as we go.
So we can find a way to at least carve a path. Anyone we see, civilians we can find along the way, we send them back here. That's safety for them.
But we must push forward.
Yes.
But Blackwing might be able to offer some kind of assistance, maybe not. But once we're at Blackwing's tower, we need to make our way to that tower in the distance. And that means going through the city. We can't go along the walls. Can we?
Not if you want to fight a whole bunch of demons.
They might be the biggest entrances of them all for the demons.
I mean, yeah, just based on the size of the lights, by the way. So imagine like an Everlight on a street lamp is kind of like a street lantern size.
Well, behind you.
Well, yeah, they're kind of similar to these kind of size, maybe a little bit bigger. The ones on the tower are like Lord of the Rings. The beacons are like
Lighthouses.
massive. They're not quite, like similar, but they're big watchtower lights. They are significantly larger, and whether that means bigger demons can come through or more demons, it doesn't take an Arcana check to maybe come to that conclusion that they are going to be more dangerous.
But we also know the main roads have the most lights. There were a few paths, even some in this direction, where there were broken lights, or areas that had no lights at all. We can try to navigate using those pockets of the city. They would be the safest. So alleyways, back routes, the sewers?
With Gruff and Rowan, it's quite slow because they have to move at half speed.
Yeah.
Like you, Ophelia and Daisy could move through them at normal speed, but Gruff and Rowan have to move at half speed the whole time.
I'd
so
rather-
it's significantly slower. You actually took ages to get to the cathedral when you were going through them.
That's fair.
You could use them because there's no lights down there, or maybe you could direct other people to use them, but it is slow. It could be a place for people to hide as well, potentially. But you also know there were slimes down there as well.
Yeah.
Traps.
And traps.
as
well,
yeah.
you
Traps
don't know if
set
there are
by
any traps
that
there.
group.
Yeah.
But also we would just get lost down there again.
Yeah.
Okay. But we know there's a route we can take. We can't go through the main roads. We can go nowhere near the Pharos.
Throughout all of this, I think Daisy has been very quiet and she's trembling. She's like, I can't go in there. I can't go back into the town. I want to stay here where it's safe. And she's like, but there's something different, like almost like you've seen Daisy go quiet and clearly like she's like holding her head and she's almost kind of talking to herself like, no, I can't, like talking to somebody that isn't there. Like she's kind of like really freaking out.
Daisy, if this is too much, and I understand, I'm scared too, this place is safe.
Can I stay here? I want to stay here. It's
Either
safe here.
that, or you can come with us to the Blackwing, but we don't know if they're going to bring you in or not.
I'm trying to remember because Daisy didn't quite trust Blackwing.
I think,
Because Blackwing saw.
yeah.
Yeah, because she knew something about what's going on. I think I'm going to say, because also Katie's not here, I don't want to have people controlling Kate's character. I think Katie's like, I'll stay here and I can find you if I want to, but I feel safe here and right now I just need to not, I can't go down there.
It's okay. You've seen there's a protection stopping these things from getting in. When people arrive, when civilians arrive, the best you can do is try to keep them calm.
I'll try and help them. I can't.
It's okay, you'll be safe.
All right. We need a team name.
Now?
We can do this. Just trying to think of ways to bolster our courage and our motivation.
Demon Slayers!
Demon deniers.
Temporary name, Demon Slayers.
Yes!
I mean, I think that
Pretty
works.
cool.
It works, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Works,
We'll
yeah.
think about this later, because I'm not sold on it right now, but for now, it seems apt, Demon Slayers.
The Grey Father will be very happy.
Like Kappas.
You can't stay Demon Slayers because I can't make the campaign all about demons. It can't all be demon slaying, but temporary.
We'll turn down every job
now,
that
Demon
doesn't
Slayers.
involve
Workshop
demons.
in it, you know?
All right. When you guys kind of finish your little huddle, you can see that Sigrild and Sigori have been chatting, and the soldiers that he had sent out, a couple of them bearing some like scratches and burns, come back with a number of like well-dressed looking civilians. You can also see that chasing off, in the distance, kind of looming around, not being attacked by the demons. You see some townsfolk, and you remember a similar thing, smoke blaring out of their eyes and mouths, almost lurching around, zombie-like. When the soldiers come back in, they're like, Sigrild! we grabbed as many people as we could, but some of them, I don't know, it's like they're possessed or something. Like, they got scared or they got angry, and then something came over them, and then we had to leave them. But we gathered as many people as we could, and you can see a number of huddled citizens are being sort of ushered into the cathedral by the acolytes and things like that. Like, you need to be, if you're going out there, be careful. There might be more people like that taken over.
We saw this before. If people become overcome with fear or emotion, that's what the demons feed on, and that's it's somehow linked to the lights, and it creates a path back to the pits to bring something back. So you need
Destroy
Saints
the
of
lights.
Scions.
you need to bolster everyone. You need to keep them not happy but brave, but positive emotion.
No offense, mate, but that's pretty hard to do when there's demons attacking everywhere.
Do you want more demons, though?
Listen,
'Cause this is how you get more demons.
I get it, but you try convincing a bunch of civilians to stay calm when they're being attacked by these things.
Destroy the lights. That will help.
All right, okay, we'll try.
Where's Teresa? And I asked to Sir Glory.
So
Do you know?
Who? Who's that?
She was a halfling that we brought in to Arden the night.
I've sent to wake up the Speaker of Secrets. He normally he's awake during all the evening, but he should be joining us shortly. But I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
She was possessed by one of these demons. It fought us. We killed it. But something happened to her. She's not right anymore. I'm worried because the Speaker of Secrets, he said that he's worried her soul was still touched by a demon.
Saints and Scions, preserve her. I hope that is not true. Whatever this is, I wish I could help you more.
Just saying, we need to find out if she's here and make sure she's
There's certainly no halfling of that name here. I know all of the acolytes here. That she was not in the cathedral.
Okay, we need to make sure that wherever she is, she's being watched. Because that might be a doorway that's still open.
I think she'd been arrested, or from what I could remember, she was taken.
That was the High Authority.
Yes.
Then
yes.
she would be at the forge, if that is the case, the barracks, where the guards and the High Authority is stationed. My acolytes and I, we are going to remain here and help whoever we can. I have some limited healing, and the Speaker of Secrets should have some magical if you need some assistance down. I think it best if you go with Sir Griold. The acolytes and I will try and defend this area as best as we can. We'll clear out the stairway, give a clear path for anyone that you can send to us, but send them here and we will protect them. I wish I could join you. I wish I could help you, but I feel that it is far better for me to stay here and protect those that remain. The remaining, most of the acolytes who are war trained went with the Sun Sword earlier today.
Oh, no.
Most of them are priests. We have some magical ability, but I'm the only real fighter here.
Scions and Saints, forgive me for saying this. You can't trust Ilkara Sun Sword. She's a part of this.
That's not possible. The Sun Sword would not
She's a
align
part of
herself with
this.
this. I'm sorry, I do not believe you. I've trained under the Sun Sword. She's been a devotee of Pyrrhus all of her life. She hates the planar realms.
I'm not saying move against her, but if you see her, if she comes here, just be careful. The truth will be out by the end of this day, I promise you.
Then I will wait to see it. But you are asking me to betray decades of trust just on the word of someone I don't know. I'm sorry.
We have our task at hand. We need to get going.
Find anyone you find, send them here. Whatever it is, the consecration seems to be protecting people from this influence, this possession. We don't have any Everlights nearby, so if they are here, they should be safe. Send them here.
Can you heal me?
Is there anyone?
They gather up some of the acolytes, and they all have rudimentary healing spells, so I'm going to say they have enough to... they would want to save some of their magical power for the battle to come. I'll tell you what, there's going to be 4 acolytes. They can each cast Cure Wounds. So I will do a Cure Wounds on whoever needs it.
I'm at half health.
I'm at 20 out of 34.
I'm 13 out of 35.
All right. Well, they'll start with Gruff. So that is going to be... One of them is going to cast it. That will be 9 points of healing to Gruff. Do you want them to keep healing you?
I wouldn't mind it because I am kind of on the front line.
Sure.
Do you
Other
get a lot of
people,
temp HP?
if
That's gaming it. Yeah, I think you take another one, and then me and Rowan get
Okay.
one
So
each.
feel all right.
It's going to be another 8 to Gruff,
Thank you.
and then 1 for Rowan. It's only going to be 6 to Gruff, to Rowan, sorry.
Okay.
I got 2 more.
2 more. Oh, there's 5, yeah. Well, I'll take 1.
Xanthias, that is going to be 9.
9.
rolling
That puts
quite
me in a-
well on these cure wounds.
I know.
So there's one
I'm in a-
acolyte left
I'm
who's
in a
cure
good place.
wounds.
I think as good a place as Ophelia now.
Yeah. Because I think Sir Glory already healed someone.
What, last episode?
Yeah. Am I confusing it?
think
Oh, in that, yeah, okay. In that case, Sir Glory would have.
Tried to banish Ophelia.
That's right. She tried to turn you. That's right. So Sir Glory has 10 hit points of lay on hands that she can provide as well.
Nice, cool.
I mean, I got 7 left to heal.
How much has Gruff got left?
5 to heal, full.
Then she'll, I guess, like 5 each.
5 each.
She'll give you 5 each.
Cool.
But yeah, so the acolytes are like, I'm so sorry, but if more of the, we have magic, but I want to save it in case other civilians are injured, or if people are, we have to fight those things.
It's okay. I think we have our first stop. Blackwing, breaking any lights along the way. Pray for some kind of assistance there. And if not, we have to cross the city.
With Sir Greold.
Yeah, so Grield is just like, the elf in the tower, I know that they have some friendship with the Duke. You know how to communicate with them, you know how to...
We've been granted access to their
Good,
tower.
good. Well, let's see if we can get their help. Hang on, he's Scottish. Let's see if we can get their help.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Gosh, then.
Let's see if we can get their help. And he will, he readies his crossbow. He's going to turn to his Drake mount because he brought obsidian with him. And he's going to say, city fight's no place for you. And he's going to say, like, you stay here. Sends the mount into the cathedral. He's like,
Very specifically, not obsidious.
no, obsidian. And I'm annoyed at myself for calling his mount obsidian for that very reason.
But maybe he's just a big fan. So
Maybe
that's
he's just a
why-
big
yeah.
fan. I believe that of all the people, Kimberly Richards should have this. As a battle ally,
Yes,
you will
absolutely.
have Sir Griol.
Control of Sir Griol.
Oh my
So
god.
he's going to work as a battle ally. The way that this is going to work is on Gruff's initiative. You will choose if Sir Griol goes before or after you. He can perform. He can do move actions, bonus actions. His main action is his signature attack, or he can use one of his abilities. One of them, I believe, is a bonus action.
He doesn't
one of
take
them is
like
an
a
action.
full turn like a player.
He kind of gets like a full turn, but he has very limited choices in what he can do. He has like skills, he has saving throws, he has everything else, he has hit points.
Is he like a paladin or a hunter?
No, he's kind of like a fighter. He has like limited ability. He has a crossbow with his signature attack. He can do like a marksman shot where he does more damage, but then his speed becomes 0 until the end of his next turn.
I see.
So it's like he has to like, lie on the floor or set up and take a shot. And then he can also do nightly inspiration, so he can give you temporary hit points as a bonus action.
He was the guy on the roof.
No, the guy on the roof was guy on the roof.
Roofman.
I'll never
Saying he
reveal.
has a crossbow.
I'll never reveal.
The only person we've only seen 2 people with a crossbow.
But he is.
They have to be the
Was
same.
he a dwarf though on the roof?
You don't know.
Can't
He's
tell.
a mysterious figure.
It was.
He does have a good AC and he has good hit points because he is like a
AC.
fightery type as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he also will make death saving throws and things like that as normal. So he's not like an NPC, like a monster. He will get to make death saving throws and things like that.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Sir Griel cannot be affected by fate dice though. So like you can't add fate dice to any of his attacks or his saving throws or anything like that.
Does that mean it can't be used against him?
No.
Okay, fine, sure.
But like you guys can't spend. This is your
Fate is
character's
our
resource.
Yeah.
It's your resource, right?
Okay.
Whereas for me, it's so ill fate might befall.
Okay,
Griel.
that makes sense.
All right.
How dare you say that? I would slap you, sir.
I know. But he's going to join you. So you have control of him. And like I said, Gruff, he will act on your initiative and you choose if he goes before or after you, basically.
Cool.
Just to simplify initiative if
Yeah.
you roll it and stuff like that.
Okay,
all
well,
right.
welcome to the temporarily named Demon Slayers group. Warriors of Light, Champions of Darkness.
I hate all of those suggestions.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
I think they're all copywritten.
What about Lightbringers?
No.
Da-da-da-da.
How about
Get ready for the
how
light
about we just stick to getting out of this and then you can decide.
They're getting out of this group.
Getting over it.
Getting over it.
The
With
scapegoat.
Sir
With
Griel.
Antheus Oregon.
The scapegoat.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you have to fail to succeed.
We be the scapegoats.
Escapegoats. Sure. We're the scapegoats now.
Right.
Do you want to get set on fire? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So my question is, for this purpose,
Greatest of all time.
Goats.
goats, you have the map of the town.
Goats.
It's multi-layered.
Crimea River, bro.
if you're traveling, so I'm assuming that you want to head to Blackwing's Tower, Ravenstar Spire
It
first.
should be pretty.
It is
like,
very, very
just
close.
down the, well, not just down the stairs.
Yep.
It's like
Just
10
down the
minutes
road.
away. It's just
Yep.
there.
Just down.
We'll just pop to shops.
Ultra shot.
We're going to go down the steps of Dustrise.
And then basically straight to the
Straight
tower.
to the tower.
Now, obviously, that is a short distance on the map. It still represents like a few minutes of travel and things
Yeah.
like that. Because the town is currently in the state of turmoil that it is in, whenever you travel from a location to another location, there's going to be a couple of steps to this. The first thing we need to do is decide if there are any waypoints along the path. So say you said we want to go from Blackwing's Tower to the Watchtower.
Sure.
I would want you to show me exactly the path you're taking, and if it's say like, oh, we go past the Grumpy Hog, that might become a waypoint, right? So we split the
pick up all
journey
of
down.
I was going to say, do we want to pick up allies like
That's
your
on
little
the
kobold
coast.
friend?
That's on the coast.
Like who,
Yeah.
sorry?
Your kobold friend. No,
His
your
kobold
kobold
friend.
friend. I'm sorry.
I never met him.
I'm sorry.
Riverside is where they are, which is really far.
Yeah, that's quite far out.
But yeah, this is a good point. Like, if you guys want to go to any other places, keep in mind, and again, I know this is a lot of stress, there's a lot going on, it's quite stressful. Things like, if you don't go to the, what is it called? The tavern?
Clever.
Clever Toad.
Toad.
If you don't go there, there is a chance that, like, bad things might happen. It is a chance, right? It depends on
not that
how long
far.
you take, it depends on other things that
I'm
happen.
trying to remember.
There.
That sort of area of the city, though, was very lampless, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
They had started putting more lamps in it.
Well, we
because that's
smashed all
where
the
you
lamps.
went to like, start installing them.
So like, this side of the city is safer than.
I'm going to tell you that,
It's still, like-
I would not count like areas as
Nowhere
being
is
safer
safe.
or safer.
Nowhere is
Nowhere is safe.
I know. I just mean, like, yeah.
This is very much
But we
just going
also
to be
can't
down
stop
to
everywhere.
no. This is exactly it. You have to pick where you want to go. If you say want to grab allies, where are you going? Who are you going to try and grab? Those allies might be in a situation that needs you to help them before they can join you, or you might need to rescue them, or you might get waylaid along the way.
I am wary.
Not to video game it a little bit, but this
Yeah.
is going to be like a moving
I am
around
wary
the map
that
and
the
stuff.
Sister Inquisitors are wiped out post-ritual.
Malady was very wiped out. Yes.
So, like, and were they staying? They were staying at the tavern
Grumpy Hog,
in the
yes.
centre.
put
But
them in the sewers.
they would probably be allies that we are like that would be most at threat,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, probably.
Benedicta will help,
True.
but
Yeah.
wouldn't leave Malady probably.
Where was Pharos again?
Pharos is number 5.
So sort of
It's very close
Right
by.
in there.
right next to the centre, but in between the centre and the
yeah.
tower we're going for.
Things like the Stonemasons Guild, like the Oracle of the Stonemasons Guild. Things like the Forge, the High Authorities, Aaron Tekis is there.
We need to get coffee.
The Latte Fun.
Available on merch. Keep going.
Now, I'm not saying that, like, if you don't go somewhere, they're all going to die. It's going to be the worst thing possible. There is just going to be a chance that things happen.
We can remedy stuff.
Yeah. But we know that the first job is you're going to Blackwing's
We're going to Blackwing.
Yeah.
So what I need is for you to decide, every time you make one of these journeys between waypoints or between locations, I need you to tell me who's going to be the vanguard. So this is the person who is at the front. Maybe they're leading the way. Maybe they're scouting ahead with stealth, things like that. Gruffith.
Everyone's pointing at me. I
Yeah.
was looking at the map. I wasn't looking. I was
That's
looking
very
at
vanguardy to me.
I guess I was already scouting.
So Gruff and technically Sir Grield will be acting as the
Sir
vanguards, right?
You and Sir Griod at the front.
That means whoever the vanguard is going to be the one that if you encounter something, they're the one who has to make checks
first.
to like deal with it first, basically, right?
Okay.
Then so the vanguard also gets to decide on the pace that you set in between these places. You can choose to go quickly, cautiously, or move normally, basically.
Okay.
So quickly is you're gonna get there very quickly. Means that you're gonna have disadvantage on things like perception checks, stealth checks, that kind of thing. But it also might mean like you can accomplish it much faster. If you move cautiously, you move significantly slower, but you'll have advantage on things like stealth, perception checks to spot dangers, and things like that. Normal is just no change. It's just you roll with one normal roll, and you also move at a normal speed.
So I think this is going to be our safest waypoint. So if speed is of the essence,
I think fast.
We should do fast for this one.
Yeah.
I presume
agree,
also
yeah.
with the size of the city, if we just choose fast every single time.
Well, the way it's
Dead.
going to work is if you choose fast, you'll not only get to your destination quicker, but there's less chance of a random event, basically, because you're moving quicker. If you move cautiously, there's more chances of random events taking place because you're going slower, but you also have a greater chance at reacting to them quicker.
Sure.
True.
Whereas if you move quickly and I roll a random event, you might stumble into it and be
surprised.
completely
At
surprised or
disadvantage,
ambushed or
Yeah.
bumble into something
That's a
that
risk.
yeah.
But
it's
I'm
always
just
a
wondering
risk.
if like exhaustion is a thing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah, if you keep moving quickly, you will slowly build up exhaustion.
Well, I think it makes sense to. We want to get to Blackwing as fast as we can so we can take a good rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Using,
think of this one as like the trial journey because
Yeah.
you got so close.
The time dilation rest.
Yeah, it's not as relevant. I'll be honest, it's not as relevant for this first journey to Blackwing, but I just want to establish the rules.
Yeah,
now.
no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
Cool.
I'm into it.
All
So
right.
fast, bro.
Yeah.
Speed, bro.
So
Set the pace.
disadvantage.
Only if you have to make a check. I have to roll to see if anything happens first. So we roll and see.
But it's crazy.
Okay.
We're clearing this journey in 30 seconds. It's the fastest
run.
anyone has ever done.
I'm already
this.
there.
With haste, you make your way down the steps from from the Duskrise district, and you quickly run along the streets. You do find one of these Everlights that is spewing smoke along the way. What do you guys do about it? Like as you pass it, like you said, you wanted to destroy
Smash.
them.
Yeah.
Okay, so does like Ophelia just charge in, like try and wreck this
just
thing?
try and smash it.
So what you would find is, unlike before, like the lanterns that are actually corrupted, some of the Everlights clearly don't have these discs in because they're not being affected at all. The ones that are almost have like smoke trailing off them like a candle, and it connects to the dome. So imagine like these lines all pulling up into the dome. So you can see the ones easily which are affected. When you go to strike it, that smoke almost rebuffs you. Like it is making it you cannot damage it with a mundane weapon.
Cool.
As you are trying to strike it with this attack. The smoke is protecting it.
Veracity and mundane.
Veracity is a magic. Actually, that's a good point. Veracity is a magical weapon. So, but it doesn't apply like any radiant energy or anything like that. It's just a magical weapon.
I mean, I would certainly try to firebolt it from a distance.
Yeah.
But like,
Combined efforts, you guys can destroy them. It takes time.
Okay.
So through working together, firebolts, magical weapons, you can destroy them. This one didn't have any creatures around it immediately. Maybe they've run off somewhere. It is possible to destroy them. There is a chance if you stop to destroy them, they will spawn enemies. And it does take extra time for you to destroy them. So I'm going to mark off one time, basically, segment.
I think we would definitely take the time to finish it off.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't suppose in some. I know this is one lantern across maybe hundreds across the city, but like,
Yeah, dozens
does
and
it have
dozens.
any impact on the trail that hits the dome?
Not these
Yeah.
small ones, no. The dome itself seems unaffected.
Sure.
But it does mean that basically, yeah, this one is, you've basically cleared the safe route back.
Yeah.
So if you encounter any civilians, you can send them back and you don't have to worry about them maybe being at risk, basically. All right? But yeah, you make your way to Ravenstar Spire. No encounter, no events happen.
Okay.
You reach there. What you do see is Ravenstar Spire itself. When you arrive there, you can see a pack of these like demon-y creatures, similar to the ones before, almost bestial like their bodies. Some of them have like rabbit-like bodies, some of them like kind of short, furry creatures, these hideous kind of demonic wings, big mouths, teeth. Some of them almost look to be like living smoke and light in the shape of almost like an impish, mephit-like creature. Some of them are the more humanoid ones that you guys fought before, like the actual kind of devils with the pale, sickly yellow-green, pale skin, armor, weapons, that sort of thing. You see a group of them are almost walking past the tower, ignoring it. They're just almost as if they can't see the tower itself. And as they move close towards it, they are descended upon by a swarm of ravens that just tear into these demons when they get close, causing the others to flee and run off somewhere into the town. And then the ravens flap back to rest on the nearby buildings and the tower, just watching. Griold almost like brings up his crossbow and is pointing them at these birds like, I don't know about that.
It's okay. It's Blackwing's defense, I assume.
Yes, it absolutely is. Is it worth shouting at? It doesn't matter. Blackwing, we intend to enter the tower, if that's okay. Send us away if not.
You see the door, like all of you see that illusion of the pure, unbroken wall morphs and shifts, and a door appears. And Sir Grield kind of like cocks his eye as he sees it as well.
Oh.
Okay, we can go in here. Time will be a little bit different, slower, hopefully. We can talk with Blackwing, figure things out. Good? I'm going in. Bye.
Yeah, you step in, you have that same sensation of you open the door and step in, and that same sensation of being pulled to a different place, being sort of sucked into a place that you weren't. Everything goes black, and then you find yourself in that translucent blue, ethereal living space. The strange, silvery white wooden furniture, soft cushions, gauzy drapes. You can see the little herbarium and flower garden that's been set up on one corner of the round room. And when you enter, there's this faint, ethereal, elven music playing. It's so much different to the sort of chaos that is beginning to emerge, the turmoil outside, as you arrive in this utterly calm environment. And you hear a voice from up the sort of spiral staircase. Welcome, one and all.
Blackwing, long time no see. Sorry for charging in like this. No doubt you can see the chaos that's happening outside.
Oh, yes, I am well aware.
We were hoping to ask for your aid in quelling this threat before it takes over the city. We know that time works You're laughing, okay.
You see the sort of long, slender legs, the long black cloak as the figure sort of descends the stairway. There, again, that kind of whatever your characters think of as an elf is what initially appears. But as they cross through some of these moonbeams and the shifting lights, their appearance almost seems to shift and change as they descend their way down. You see Sir Grield's kind of eyes go wide. Probably has never actually met this person before. But yeah, Blackwing descends and says, I believe I told you, Xanthias Oregon, I have very little concern of the matters beyond my walls. I am making sure that these foul things do not interfere in my sanctum. But I have no intention being involved. This is not my business. But I consider you a friend, and I have promised you all aid and sanctuary, so you are welcome to remain here if you wish.
Do you not care about the rest of the city at all?
No. I have lived more than lifetimes. I have been in worlds. I have faced these creatures before. I am only here in your realm because I had no choice. I care for very, very little anymore.
I respect the honesty, I suppose.
We could offer something.
Yes, I am happy to trade assistance. You are welcome to rest here and seek sanctuary if that is what you want. I ask no price for that. I have given you my friendship. But my aid, well, that would require something.
If we rest here, do you know how much time will pass outside?
I can make it so that I do not have complete control of time here. But I know spells and enchantments. An hour's rest here will feel like 8. I will enhance your sleep using enchantments and spells.
An hour.
You will feel refreshed, as if awaking from a day's rest.
I suppose
It will take 1 hour of time beyond these walls.
Sure.
I don't know if we have an hour.
I mean, we do need all the resources we can get.
So Grield will probably say, the Duke's Guard can probably hold out for an hour. I mean, there will be damage, but that is inevitable in something like this. I don't think, if it's going to make a difference to us, to you being able to fight, I think that it might be worth taking.
Okay.
The Duke's Guard, we're not... the Duke's Guard are trained soldiers. They'll do their best to protect it. And there's a few elites and there's mages and things like that amongst their number. But they just can't hold out for long.
It's not bad.
It's the best we have.
It'll take time for things to get bad.
I think we'll have to take it.
We do, yeah. I'm also trying to think, Tom speaking, about the Fellite thing as well.
He, sorry, not he. They offered to make an enchantment that would tell us, an item that would tell us the enchantment of
It's basically a compass,
the
right?
lights. Yeah, so I don't know if it is still used. I mean, that's what.
It's still
Probably would have been more useful
Before
all of this happened to help track down and maybe destroy them or disable them or something like that. You can, when you looked outside, you can see what lights are connected.
Yeah.
It's there. It's there.
We can see all, they're all green.
But there could still be other things. Like, it's up to you if you want to bring it up. But like, yeah, the specific thing that he suggested, or they suggested, was some sort of device to help you locate the.
But it wasn't that
light.
they were specifically looking for Fellite and we can trade that for something.
No.
Well,
They said they needed it to build the thing to help you locate them.
Is there anything? Is there anything you can offer us? And obviously, as a trade, to banish demons.
I do not have any scrolls or magic that would aid you in that manner, no. I could give you one of my birds. They are fine warriors. They would aid you in battle against these creatures.
What would that cost us?
A promise. I would like you to retrieve the essence of whatever demon is responsible for this. And one of those discs from the lights. I wish to study them. Fascinating magic.
From the larger lanterns on the walls, or
one of the smaller ones. But something for me to keep. Something for me to study. The demons were a long enemy of my people and the Feywield. Perhaps there is something I could glean from this to help my people defeat them in the future. If we can ever return to our realm.
Can you glean anything from me? I was defeated by one.
I can see that you have been changed, Lady of Death.
I have.
You have gone to the realm of your beloved grave father.
I have.
And there is very little of the demons left upon you beyond the physical marks. I sense, and their eyes fall on veracity. Beautiful.
Isn't it just?
I sense a power hidden within it, latent, sleeping, dormant, finely made. A beautiful thing.
Isn't it just?
But sadly, there is nothing I can glean from you, I'm afraid. Whatever injury you sustained, the wounds have simply faded.
How do we gather the essence? Just scoop it up, or I don't know, put it in a container.
Yes, if the demon is defeated, or if it is banished, or it simply leaves this plane, it will leave behind a residue. Most planar creatures will when they leave this place. If you have fought these things before, you may have encountered something similar. But yes, a vial, a pouch, something of its nature.
And what's the terms of this promise? What if we don't manage to get the essence?
Well, then you would have broken your promise.
And what happens?
A consequence.
How serious a consequence are we talking?
Blackwing just cocks their head. Significant enough. I do not take kindly to those who break promises to me.
Oh, I don't intend to break it. It's just whether or not, I don't know, something happens, like all the devices disappear, or...
Well, then you should ensure that they do not. I am no devil. I do not bake in. I do not form contracts. I do not have loopholes. This is a promise between individuals. I trust that you will seek to deliver it to the best of your ability. If I feel that you have been tricked out of fulfilling the promise, then I will not hold that against you, but against those who have done misdeeds against you.
Don't get me wrong, I'm just clarifying because I take promises very seriously.
As do I.
So
Seems that we are aligned on that.
I'm just trying to tick all of the parameters to make sure I can deliver on this promise.
Your heart's promise is what matters to me most.
I mean, we do have some of those discs secure enough with the authorities. So maybe they'll suffice.
Well, if you want to say to the Eye Authority that we want to get some evidence out of her evidence locker and give it to this boyo, or No, not Boyo. This person over here, you can try and do that, but I think the easiest one is to get an Everlight out of the lights.
I mean, as a reward for the person that helped us destroy the lantern on the walls that stopped the dome from appearing, I think...
But you know, she's going to say she's going to go on and on about evidence.
It's something I think we can achieve, and something I think we might need.
Right.
I have your promise.
How do you make this promise? You want me to spit on my paw? That's how we do it up in North.
If that is your custom, I am happy to engage.
Gruff will spit on his paw.
So you are the one who wishes to make this promise. I will hold one of you accountable.
No, hold me accountable.
No, you've got enough going on. Ignore him.
Blackwing is looking at your hand and their hand and is like, oh, okay, is this how you mortals kind of do it? There's definitely they've never probably shaken hands before.
I've also just spat on my paw as well.
Oh yeah, Blackwing spits into it as well. It smells very beautiful. It smells like floral perfume, yeah.
And then cat food.
There is a sensation of magic, binding magic, when you shake hands. Like, you feel it, Gruff. You have a primal connection with magic, so you can feel that there is something magical and otherworldly that sticks to you. It's not just the saliva as your hands part. There is something left behind. And you see all of the birds, all of the ravens and the crows in the room look at you all at once, just whack, as they hone in on you.
It's fine.
Yeah, and Gruff's like, yeah, he shakes. It's a firm handshake, and he's looking at Blackwing straight in the eye, like he knows the weight of this.
And with Gruff, because this is important, because this is a fae you're making a deal with. This is your heart's intent is to fulfill the promise, and the promise is you will basically provide them with the demon's essence and one of these light discs, right? This isn't a devil contract where it's like written out and loopholes and things like that. As long as you fulfill the intent of the promise, then Blackwing will consider it done. If it does turn out that like you can't get the essence and it's really genuinely not your fault, you're probably okay. Yeah. Blackwing might ask you for something else to make up for it, but generally you'll be all right. Yeah. With that, they reach over to their beautiful mantle of black feathers and they pluck one of them. And you watch as they begin whispering to it in Elven. They begin this beautiful, and as they do, you see that one feather, multiples begin, like spectral ones begin to form around, and then they become thick and dark black real feathers as a large raven is manifested.
I didn't catch that.
And that's what the raven says.
That's what the raven says. I didn't catch that. Fucking silly. But you watch as this bird takes shape, and then in Blackwing's hand, they come to life. The bird sort of like, as if woken up from a nap, kind of twists its head, and kind of makes that crow, that sort of, that kind of croaky crow raven noise. We'll set the bird free. Although you've made the promise, Gruff, you already have Sagriel to run. So who would like to control this other ally?
I can give it a go.
Yeah? So it's,
give it to the goth, yeah.
so it functions the same.
Not ready.
Yeah. So it functions the same as Sagriel. So on Ophelia's turn, you will have you choose whether the raven acts before or after you, Ophelia.
Cool, okay.
Same works. It has all the same actions, basic actions. The only difference is actually no. I'm going to say for this, it just acts on its own initiative. It's smart enough to do its own thing and stuff.
Okay.
All right. So it's got its own actions. It's got its own hit points.
What?
Actually, no, there is one difference. This thing does not make death saving throws or anything. If it goes to 0 hit points, it will vanish.
Okay, cool.
It will puff out. It might come back, and as long as the battle is ongoing, it might take some time, but it might reform. You'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, we're just...
Why are you so confused, Tom?
This was our decision, right?
What do you mean?
But we've been playing D&D with him for 8+ years now. He knows what we do.
Maybe he manipulated us.
I mean, not really.
No.
But I had a feeling that
We're just
you would
very
ask for
obvious.
help.
Did I fall into his game?
I brought up
Who am I?
just before we started streaming, literally like minutes before. He couldn't have written that stat.
There's no way.
What do you mean? Of course I could.
He's a genius.
I mean, the tower is right there as well.
Played us like a damn fiddle.
No, it's also I just know what options there are, and I planned for all of the options.
Okay.
If you hadn't gone to Blackwing's Tower,
Well.
then I just wouldn't have used it.
It's like we're playing in our DM's world.
yeah, guys.
It's almost like he knows this shit.
You got a little sheet there for the swall ball?
Maybe.
You know we're gonna have to test that.
Okay, so this works the same as Griot then.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is a Fey-wrought raven. It is a spectral raven. It is a small creature, and yeah, it has actions. It has attacks. I believe its signature attack is just like a beak. It has an ability to do a distracting strike, so it makes an attack, and if it hits, the next attack against that target has advantage.
Very cool.
And then it also has an ability to move without provoking opportunity attacks. So it can do like a hit and run strike. It can like fly in, attack, and then bonus action, move off, fly somewhere else. But it can only do those 3 times a day, and Griold's abilities are also 3 times a day.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Yeah. These are based on the MCDM retainer rules, by the way. I've taken them and tweaked a little bit. But
All right.
they're similar, very similar. All right. So Blackwing will turn to you and say, now, you also require rest, comfort, food, that sort of thing. Please, I will make sure that you will be safe here. You need not fear or worry.
Thank you. Yes, if it's just an hour that passes out there, I think that's time we can use to recover all our resources.
Yeah. I will say, perhaps you think me callous and uncaring, and I am in a way. But I am fond of this town, and I hope that you are successful. I would like to remain here.
We know of your work to assist the Duke. We know that you have some commitment to this place. I don't think of you as...
Commitment is not a word one uses with the elves. Xanthias Oregon. It is... The Duke pays me for my services. I like the vibrancy of this place. In the smallest possible way, it reminds me of the villages and cities of my home. But nothing will ever compare. Now come. With a wave of their hand, the furniture that's like these beautiful silvery wood, like whitewood chairs and cushions and things like that, it all twists and reshapes itself into like long, almost like chaise longue kind of chairs that you can rest on. One is lengthened for Rowan specifically. The others are a bit more sort of normalized sizing. There are plates of food and carafes of wine just appear in the tower as Blackwing says, please eat. It is part of the magic that will enable you to rest. Drink, eat, and then close your eyes and rest.
I sleep with my eyes wide open.
I don't know. I love Blackwing.
It's that thing of, right, they're a very alien being, right? Like, they are very otherworldly.
This is just not their world.
Yeah,
Like,
and they just don't care. Like, they're just
I get
like,
it.
why would I care about it? You know, it's... I've lost my... I'm no longer immortal, and I've just lost everything I care about.
completely like true
detached.
neutral.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think Gruff gets it.
Yeah.
Just like, met people like that before, come to an age where it's like, yeah, some people just, that's their agenda. And
Yeah.
you're not going to convince them otherwise. So
Yeah, that's it.
just get on with it. So he gets on with it and starts eating.
Yeah, the food is fresh and crisp and delicious. You drink, it is wine or water or juice, whatever you really kind of imagine Blackwing conjures it.
One before a battle.
All of you, so
3
Griot
hours.
happily enjoys himself. He's like, big goblet of wine, drinks that. Oh, very good. Right? He's like, that's not bad, that. Helps himself, like there's sort of plucked, chicken meats and things like that, and happily helps himself to whatever food is there.
Do we have any perception of the outside world while we're...
Not while in here. There are
Screaming.
windows, but outside them, if you look, they're normally covered in like a gauzy curtain.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to see through it. Like the outside world is very, very blurry. You have to focus your minds to look out of it. So if any of you do want to look out, it is actually a charisma saving throw.
Oh, wow.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even just the blurry visage of it, it's like, it's not things moving swiftly outside.
Some sort of forest in a landscape that looks so alien and weird to you.
I see. It's not even the city, right?
It doesn't look like it, no.
Okay.
Whether or not you are there or if it's an illusion, you have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I think we could take the rest.
Yeah, Rowan indulges
Yeah.
and rests well.
Yeah, basically, as soon as you guys finish eating and drinking, you sit or lay down on these sofas or these couches or in these chairs, and it's like within a second you're asleep. You close your eyes and then you are just out. And your dreams, all of you dream. Even if you have abilities or reasons that you don't normally dream, you dream here in this part of this ritual, part of this magic spell. And the dreams are very, very vivid. They feel very real. They are full of whatever your characters would have as elements of liveliness, of life. Things, especially artistic pursuits, dance, song, painting, craftsmanship, lovemaking, anything like that, basically. Any sort of like element of life. Listen, it's the heart of the elven culture.
I had an image.
Yeah, that's
Rowan,
fine.
I am not sharing it.
That's fine. Playing games with friends. Yeah, maybe. Playing games with friends, dancing, any of these kind of like pursuits of living, right?
Yeah.
You have dreams of doing those kinds of things. It takes place, all of the dreams though, one thing that is a commonality is they take place in a kind of woodland realm that is it's always that dusk dawn half light time, right? It might be a forest that you've been to before. It might be like a wintry forest, but it still has that kind of like, it's not quite nighttime, it's not quite daytime, it's that in between. The lighting is perfect, but it might be a foresty one for Iceheart. It might be like an imagined forest, or a forest near Osseous, if such a thing is. Maybe all the trees are dead and withered or things like that. It might be a forest near Rusten that you remember as a child, Xanthias.
Playing a game with a red dragonborn.
Yeah, there you go. For Rowan, it might be a forest like when you were out on, traveling the world, like something that you've come across before. But it is always that kind of foresty environment and that element. And yeah, anything that, whatever your character feels represents living life, something that they hold precious as a part of life, whatever that might be. I'm not going to ask everybody what their dreams are, because I'm worried about Chris Trott. Yeah.
You said he was fucking a rock.
Yeah, there you go. Drilled a hole in it, just went to town.
You just got lucky and just found the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This ruins Rowan's character.
Nobody draw this.
No, listen, no, nobody draw this. Not without
in a
consent.
funny way, I'd like to bring up the dream. Rowan is almost like a Disney musical. So he's like playing his music amongst his forest, and the trees and the rocks and the lake are all contributing.
Like little googly eyes.
Song.
Hey, Rowan, you having a dream? Hey, Rowan, good to see you, pal.
I love you, Moss. Scoops, Moss.
Oh, hey. And it's they're all voiced by well-known voice actors like Patrick Warburton.
Hey, what's wrong,
Hey, Rowan, what are you doing?
One's like Alan Tydock.
Yeah, Alan, he's in everything.
Gee, Rowan, you look down.
You're right. Things are pretty bad in Ashen's Rest.
Well,
Don't be so
Rowan, no
Play
way.
us a song.
Yeah.
Play us a song.
Play us a song, Rowan. Yeah, we
Okay. I love rocks and rocks love me. We're a big family.
Hard fucking rock.
Oh yeah, Rowan. Yeah, I love it, Rowan. I love you, man.
Just all of these trees watching. I'll let you have it. You know what? I'm going to let you have the silly moment. Everyone's crying. Tom is.
Cut the stream.
Tom is.
Cut the stream,
Don't
Sam.
cut the screen, Sam.
Just get rid.
Tom is. I want to point out, Tom is literally crying. Like he has tears in his eyes.
Cancel us now.
No, they love this shit, Kim. They love it.
Say, except you're welcome.
You're welcome.
You will
Damn.
Oh, no.
That's my dream.
There you go. Lovely. Lovely. I really like the nice, wholesome Disney bit. Let's focus on that.
The other bit is non-canon.
That's non-canon. There you go.
Disney after dark.
same time.
Kim, if you want to move it, Kim, if you want to move it on, a really good way is just to say what your dream actually is. That isn't
I
it.
can't stop thinking about the rocks.
Listen.
Love on the Rocks. That's the name of the film.
Perfect.
Those two are gone. They're done. We'll carry on for like another 10 minutes, then we'll take a break.
My brain's just gone empty. I can't think of anything.
Oh,
It's
God.
fine. They're just gonna keep getting set off. This is the worst it's ever been.
Maybe we should take an early break.
You can't look at him, can you? Can you even look at Trot? No, you can't.
I've never heard Tom hit that pitch.
He is like, it's like streaming.
That's a new pitch.
Oh, that's the funniest fucking thing.
He's gone bright red. He's like not breathing properly.
I need to go.
Oh, God.
You're right there. Reese had some tears, yeah?
I'm all good.
Laughter, tears. Good, good.
I'm sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to.
There's no carrying on from this.
No? All right, well, we can just skip ahead and have everyone wake up. I can put you back into the horrible
Wakes up
demon
smiling.
burning.
Lights a cigarette.
I'm trying not to cry because I got my eyeshadow so perfect today.
He just got Gruff's pipe in his mouth.
No, you put that pipe down.
You know the scene in Wayne's World 2? Good morning, darling. It's just like in a dressing gown. It's got like a goblet of brandy. Hello, my friends.
Hello.
Oh, God. That's a good dream.
All right, good dream.
Good dreams.
Good dreams.
Good dreams, everybody. Yeah, so Grill wakes up and is like, I was fucking wrong.
You too?
No, he wasn't. Yeah, I did that for a cheap laugh. That was a cheap laugh. I'm sorry. Tom's gone. All right, I'll tell you what, let us take an early break. We're going to take an early break, and then when we come back, we're going to carry on, because I think it's going to get a bit more serious in the second half. Right.
There's a dead fly in my book.
She spotted a dead fly in a book.
What is wrong with you?
Was it in the paper?
Printed in.
Oh, shit.
So, like, from the factory.
Yeah, it's just,
my-
just lol rip, dude.
Just embedded.
Yeah.
Right, we definitely need an early break. We got to get these giggles out. We will see you in part 2, everybody. We'll see you then.
See you next time.
Lol rip, dude.
Lol rip, dude. Welcome back to part 2 of Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Our party are currently making their way across Ashen Rest, which has been thrown into turmoil as demons are invading via the Everlights, the plot of the Lamplighters Guild having, manifested and is now taking place as we go. They've sought refuge in Blackwing's tower, and having secured some aid in the form of a sort of fey-made raven, a spiritual ally to aid them, they also partook in a ritual that helped them gain a full long rest. You may all now take a long rest, but for only 1 hour of actual time in the real world.
Hell yeah. Good shit.
Long rest taken.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah, my boy.
Good.
excellent.
Done.
All right.
Spell slots back.
Ding dong.
Spell slots back.
I'm alive.
You guys should have gained half your hit dice, so you might have some hit dice left as well. Don't forget as well, if it comes up, you also still have a heroic short rest available. So a heroic short rest is, rather than it taking an hour, it only takes 5 minutes.
Okay.
So let's say, if you have a couple of encounters and you're starting to really feel it again and you want to take that short rest, you do have that heroic short rest available to you.
Cool.
Am I allowed to swap spells?
Yes, you can do everything that you can normally do in a long rest, you can do right now.
Cool. I don't know what spells I'd swap to.
Well, very useful question to ask then. But yeah,
Person.
you awaken feeling so refreshed. Blackwing sort of ominously just staring at all of you from the corner of the room, just stood there as if they've been watching you the whole time. Their face always shifting between those different features, the what you think of an elf, and then this bird-like apparition sort of underneath it, almost fading in and out. Welcome back. I hope you feel rested.
Thank you. That was yes. I feel great. Were you there? I mean, it's only been an hour, right? No, wait, 8 hours here.
No, it is about an hour. The spell itself makes your body feel as if
I see.
it has spent. I have limited the time outside. A full hour has not yet passed outside in the world.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for your assistance, but I think we should be going. Yes. As you can tell, things are not great outside.
Progressing. I have been monitoring the events out in Ashen Rest. It is growing difficult. And then you see Blackwing look as if looking outside. You should leave. Something is occurring.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the area just outside the tower safe at least?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Go quickly. The Duke has arrived.
Well, thank you again, and we'll return with what you requested. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sir Griald, as soon as he hears that something is with the Duke, like, Sir Griald is like, how do I get out? And he's like throwing the door open, making his way outside. When you all make your way outside, you see the immediate areas, as Backman said, is completely clear. You can see that you can hear the shouts of battle, like you can hear people fighting around the city. There's a couple of small fires, but nothing too bad at this point, right? Just maybe some random destruction. But as soon as you step out of the tower, you see, as Bang was describing it, a great shape, 3 great shapes up in the sky, flying across Ashen's Rest towards the Pharos, where you can see that swirling storm of smoke and light, seemingly maybe having dealt with whatever initial problem was happening, maybe having realized what was going on. You watch as Duke Ignarius, Obsidius, and Emberissa, his 2 children, flying towards the Pharos.
Okay.
You hear this bellow, this bellowing draconic voice echo across the town. Tobias, you traitor! I will make you suffer for this! As this draconic voice just bellows as he charges towards the Pharos. And you hear another voice from that amorphous shape of smoke and light. A face almost pressing against the smoke like a membrane, and it is not a humanoid face. Rows of teeth, pointed chin, horns, and spines kind of press up against the membrane. The glorious Duke! And this voice echoes across the town. We've been waiting. And you see something flash out from that smoke and strike Duke Ignarius.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
You see him like toss and turn, like batting as if like flies or something with like smoke or cloud or ash was in his face. These huge draconic claws, his wings curl up as he rotates in the sky, clamping onto some nearby buildings. Huge claws. You can hear from your current position, you can just about see the Duke Ignarius. He must be somewhere near the sort of central plaza near the Pharos. You hear his voice, though. You can't quite see him anymore, but you hear his voice. No, it's not possible. Galvasar, they're attacking it. The gold dragons are attacking. And he's like flies up once again into the air. And you now see him, and you see Obsidius and Emberissa. Emberissa in this more sultry female voice. Father, it is us. And she's like, get away from me, you corrupted dragon. And he starts fighting the other 2 dragons. And they begin pulling away. You hear Obsidius like, sister, pull him away from the center. And they fly towards the edge of town, towards the river. And he chases after them. You will not escape me. Like, and you can see that, like, clearly he's not of his right mind. Oh, I think our cleaners might have arrived.
Okay, so, okay. Mind possessed.
Yes. Sorry, I was just making sure. But yeah, so you see this happen. Like he flies over, they begin chasing around. Yeah, that's what you see in the air as that happens. Whatever delay it was that took them, like something has clearly happened. So Griol just watches kind of in horror as he sees this happen, like not almost stunned into not really knowing what to do.
But we know he landed near the plaza. Well, no, he's up in the air now.
Yeah, they flew off. So it looks like that, yeah, whatever it is, if you want to make an Arcana check, you can, just to maybe, like, kind of get an idea of what might have happened.
I have -1. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, anybody can make the check.
Doesn't
Yeah.
hurt.
No.
Yeah, I'd say if you have proficiency, you might get more information than on a success.
Yeah.
Sure.
17.
17.
I do have proficiency, but it's just a 9.
9. And for Rowan.
Oh, 16.
16. Do Ophelia or Rowan have
not
proficiency? Okay. The two of you not knowing the ins and outs and intricacies of magic, you can imagine that, yeah, the Duke's clearly been hit by some sort of spell that is making him relive this horrific battle or something that he was in. He's confusing the other dragons for, some enemies. He seems to be completely sort of addled in his mind. It came from whatever that thing in the smoke on the Pharos is. It almost looked like maybe something on the tower directed it. Like there was a little shape, maybe a figure, and like they seemed to direct it as this sort of bolt or energy beam or something like that came out of the smoke. But you can kind of get that. It's some sort of magical compulsion, some sort of enchantment that's been woven on the Duke. You get the same information even though you rolled a 9, you kind of get the same ideas, Antheus.
Okay.
But there is, whatever spell that is not a spell that's known to the people of the mortal realm. Like that is some sort of weird magic that's being used. And likely, if it affected Duke Ignarius and he wasn't able to like mentally resist it, it probably needs to be broken in some other way.
Yep.
Okay.
Probably crush the mind of us mere peasants.
But we don't even know if stopping this dome thing will even break that spell. That might be a thing for a while. Oh God.
That's a
That's a future problem.
Yeah, that's a future problem.
That's a tomorrow.
Yeah, so Grielda just look and he's like, oh, saints and scions. Whatever's happening with the Duke Ignarius, we can't help him now. We have to trust that Obsidius and Emberissa can keep him distracted long enough. If he starts attacking the town, it will be bad. If he turns his rage and wrath upon anything else, they have to keep him as busy as they can. Obsidius is a talented mage, and Emberissa is a good fighter. She's a good, agile fighter. Maybe they can keep him busy, but I don't think we've got long.
Okay, then we need to get across the city as fast as we can. What route do we intend to take? Is there anywhere we hope to stop to maybe help anyone or get more allies or?
Well, it depends if we want more. Yeah, if we want more allies. We are near the Crumbly Hog. The sisters were there, or we could head straight for the watchtower. Mm-hmm. But we would probably pass the Grumpy Hog Tavern.
Yeah, the only way you would not go there is if you wanted to go through the alleyways, but that will take you very close to the Pharos itself, the tower.
So I mean,
this here is the Kilo's alchemical.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's the alchemy shop.
3 is the Grumpy Hog. So a Kilo's the Grumpy Hog.
So you'd head south a little bit, then you would turn
we want to avoid
west.
the main road, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know that the Everlights are more prominent on the main roads, yes.
We never figured out what 8 was.
You do not know what 8 or 12? Nope. You've not been to those areas yet.
No, but means there's probably not allies there. Maybe? I don't know.
If you want to check on the sisters, I could maybe try and just climb in through a window and see if they're okay at least before we continue on.
There is also the Clever Toad at 16, which is here.
You just means going back on yourselves.
And going across a main road. I think we go to the Grumpy Hog through the alleyways as best we can. A kilo's alchemicals.
Yeah, you'd avoid the alchemical shop if you go through the alleyways.
And then from the Grumpy Hog, we don't want to go straight across the main plaza because we'll then go right past the Pharos. We want to avoid that as much as possible as well. So where do we go after that? Do we just go straight north and then along the wall almost?
If we went north, that would take us past the like blacksmith guilds and those kind of guilds up there. So again, we could gain more allies that way, but obviously it adds more time to what we're doing.
What's the actual like entryway? Does each tower have like a entry at the bottom that we can climb some stairs?
Yeah,
up,
there's
or,
normally like an attached building or stairway that will lead to that watchtower up on the wall itself. So it normally kind of is like where the defenders of the town, they would use that to go and mount the walls to repel an invasion, and then the watchtower is part of the wall, so it's normally got its own entrance on the wall itself.
Yeah.
So it's like you gain access to the wall, and then you gain access to the tower from the wall.
I'm just wondering if they're shoring up defenses on that tower itself, and therefore the entry point on the bottom level. Would they expect less for people to come in from the top, and therefore going in through another lantern on the wall? Does that make sense?
I say we go in through the bottom.
Okay.
Because otherwise we're fighting two towers.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Like the film. The Hobbit.
Okay. Well,
Desolation of Smaug.
With Stephen Fry in it.
Yeah.
but we are definitely going to Grumpy Hog
First, but you want to go via the alleyways.
via the alleyways, so like around the back.
It will take a little bit more time because you're kind of having to do funny angles and turns. Main Street's obviously a bit quicker, it's a bit bigger, but then you're at more risk of other lights and things
kind
like
of a
that.
straight shot, but it's not main road.
Alrighty. Okay. So my same question applies. Who is the vanguard? Who's going to be the first one? Remember, it's not necessarily just the person. Like, if you have to make an Arcana check, it might not be a good idea to have Gruff at the front.
Good point.
If you have to make a stealth check,
Not me.
I don't know who's the best at doing that. Like, you don't know what the problem is until you face it, but you do have to have somebody elected to be the vanguard.
Given
the front.
its alleyways and things, I'm wondering if Ophelia would be the best.
I can sneak, try, or I can try and
Not necessarily sneaky.
Could also be like alleyways, maybe like acrobatics might be useful, or like stealth, or who knows, like, you know, you come across a bunch of civilians, maybe you can intimidate them or something like that, or persuade them, or who knows.
I nominate Ophelia as vanguard.
Sure.
At least for this one.
So Ophelia's going to take the vanguard role for this moment.
Yep.
This is going to be a slightly longer bit of time. So Ophelia, are you going to move quickly, cautiously, or normally?
Let's go cautiously through the alley.
Cautiously, so taking a bit more time, but you'll have advantage on any stealth perception checks or maybe other checks as well, depending on the scenario. Okay. All right, I'm going to do this as 2 potential event rolls then. Well, actually, no, you're moving cautiously, so I add another one. So this is 3 event potential rolls. So, whatever fortune is blessed upon you, you manage to go through the alleyways. You do hear the sounds of like fighting nearby. You hear smashed windows. You hear people kind of calling out. You hear like guards like, this way, civilians, this way. Like, you can hear the sounds of like the defense. You hear the sounds of like, oh God, there are more of them from the light. You kind of hear all these things, but you as a group do not encounter any trouble on the way.
Wow, okay.
When you emerge out of the alleyways, though, it is hard not to see the immediate problem at the Grumpy Hog. As you burst out of the alleyways, you can see that a group of demonic forces are trying to break their way in. And you can see that a barricade has been formed around like the doorway and the windows, and there are people inside fending off some of these demons and things like that. You can hear a recognizable female voice from inside. By the scions and saints, I will not let you another. You can hear like some sort of like fighting going on inside. You also can hear, because Ophelia would recognize Hogrim, the innkeeper, the sort of pig Wildheart man, because you've been served by him before. He's like calling out, like, "There's another one in that window," and like you can hear him like fighting and smashing around inside as well. But they are clearly being besieged here in the inn, and they are being attacked. You guys have a choice. Like, if you guys want to help out, it is going to be a combat scenario, or you can carry on and hope that they are okay by themselves.
Are there any lanterns that are just constantly pouring out these creatures around here? Like, it's the open...
I would say around here, there would absolutely be some, because you're right on the plaza. There are multiple, like, all around the plaza, and then in the side streets and everywhere else, there are a ton of them here. Almost all of the lights around the plaza are pouring smoke, but it's not like they're constantly pouring out demons.
Right.
It's like they come in waves, like... maybe it's they have when a certain number of them are destroyed, more are sent through. Like you don't think that this is like an infinite number of demons. The way that you've been seeing this fight go down.
Yeah.
It's just that whenever they're destroyed here, they can just come straight back again. So it's not like you're dealing with this infinite spawn.
Sure.
You know.
Okay.
But you can see that there is at the Grumpy Hog. Because this, if you do combat encounter, by the way, this is not going to be a map. This is going to be a Theatre of the Mind encounter.
Okay.
So you guys are in like an alleyway, maybe about 30, 40 feet from the entrance to the inn. There is a barricade at the inn, and there is this big demon. Quite big, quite strong, big bulky muscles, and it is breaking its way through this barricade with a giant demonic-looking axe made of this weird fellite metal, and it's like smashing its way. Come here, little piggy. Meanwhile, the windows, the upper floor and lower floor windows, there are these smaller, they almost look like gremlins, but they're made of light and smoke, that sickly green yellow light, like their bodies almost trail it, and they're like scratching. They've smashed windows they're trying to pull in. There's some lady with like a broom who's like shoving them out, but they're making progress, about to break in.
Okay.
So there's one big boy, and I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 of these smaller ones.
Sure. Well, I think we need to create an opening so that they can escape and get back to the church.
Cathedral.
Distract the big demon, maybe lure that out of the way, and then they can.
Deal with the little ones.
Yes, and then they can escape.
Okay. 5 of us versus 1 big demon.
Demon slayers.
That's who we are.
Demon
temporarily.
Right now.
Okay. In that case.
Well, you guys, so I'm going to have everybody make stealth checks for me. You were moving cautiously, so everybody gets advantage on this.
Oh, cool.
Because
Okay.
Ophelia was leading the
cool
thing.
then.
Actually, no, sorry. I'm going to slightly change it. I'm going to have Ophelia make it first because she was the vanguard. I'm going to stick to my own rules. So, Ophelia, you have a stealth check with advantage.
You just have to roll really
19 total.
19.
There it is.
The demons are not aware of you. So, you guys are actually going to get a surprise round.
Hell yes.
What a rarity. Whoa.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
None of these demons are aware of you.
What are the rules on surprise rounds again? I think.
You basically get a free turn.
Nice. All right.
You
Cool.
get a free turn, they don't get to do anything. You guys get to... Well, I think it's... Yeah, we roll initiative, but they don't get to do anything on their turn, basically.
Okay.
So let's get initiatives from everybody.
11.
Hang on, don't call it out yet. I've got a lot to do.
Can you roll disadvantage?
No, I just saw that one.
And yeah, Gruff and Ophelia, don't forget that your allies act on your turn, so you only need 1 initiative.
Oh, I am looking at him
All the time.
respectfully.
So we've got, what, 6 basically free
6 guys.
creatures going against this one guy first.
So, Ophelia,
3.
Xanthias,
7.
Gruffith,
19.
Rowan.
11.
Alrighty. Then I've got a roll for...
And I'll have Grail go after me.
Yeah, well, you can choose each turn.
Okay.
So, big boy demon,
Oh, big boy.
Big boy.
How far away, sorry, are we?
40 feet.
That sucks. Okay.
That's Grailed.
No, that's okay.
That's Grailed.
Yo,
I got you.
you got me?
Kind of.
Oh,
Temporarily.
okay.
Fuck these little guys. Yeah. So at the top of the round, it is actually Gruff. They are not aware of you. They are, you have advantage on attack rolls against them and everything else, but you are about 40 feet away and down the other end of the alleyway. To the big boy, the smaller demons are closer. I'd say that there's a smaller demon about 20 feet away at the closest window.
Oh, we have to go round the building to get to...
Well, it's like, imagine you're on like a long alleyway,
Yeah.
like a long street. You guys are on a side alleyway. It's about 20 feet to the first window, and then the entrance is about another 20 feet after that.
Okay.
So it's like the lengthways of the building.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you've got the second floors as well, and there's the flying creatures up there as well.
I will point with my staff, and as I do, a ghostly illusion of a cormorant, an ice diver, flies out, flies towards the big boy, circles around their head about 40 foot up, and emits a giant moonbeam.
What?
Okay. Directly over the large
the big
creature.
boy.
Okay.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw? I've never cast this before. Yes, a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
You got
DC
moonbeam now?
14.
DC 14. That is going to be a failure.
Full
Cool.
Drew.
That is
this point.
She told the Drew.
And the Juju. Yeah, I changed out one of my spells for Moonbeam.
Hell yeah.
6 and a 2.
Get that
8.
moon juice.
8 juice, radiant.
It's radiant damage. It's important to note that. All right. Okay. So you see this great column of light emerge from the sky and slam down into this big hulking demon. You can see it's kind of got like a almost like curved horns down the side of its face, like giant tusks. Kind of comes out into its tusks.
Like a
huge
minotaur.
clawed hands holding, kind of like a demonic minotaur almost.
Okay.
And it's got this giant axe, and when it opens its mouth, like that sickly green smoke pulls out of its mouth as well, and it kind of it grunts, but it's not that phased by that. You know, it kind of grunts and it like, what's doing that? And it's like smelling and it's trying to detect where that's come from.
I can't cast a cantrip as well then as a bonus action, can I?
As if it's a cantrip, you can.
I will shillelagh
Shillelagh.
my staff.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you doing any movement? Because currently you're still in this alleyway grouped up with everyone else.
I will still stay in the alleyway grouped up with everyone else.
Alrighty, okay. And then would you like to have Sir Grield go after you?
Yes, please. I would
Okay.
like him to do a marksman aim on. So a signature attack with a heavy crossbow, and then a marksman aim if it hits.
Yep, so marksman aim basically gives him advantage, which he already kind of has anyway, but it means he does 2d6 extra damage when he hits.
Ooh, okay.
He's only got 3 of those per day.
Yeah. And what was it to attack rolls? It's a +5. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yep, hits.
To hit. D10. Oh, it's a 1. I thought it was a 10. It's a 1. +3.
4.
So 4, and then
2d6.
it's a 3.
So 7.
Yeah.
So he does, you see Sir Grield kind of takes an aim. His speed is 0 now until the end of his next turn, so he can't move. He kind of takes a position, aims, fires, and what normally would be like a really devastating shot on any kind of living creature, you see that it barely impacts on this thing, and it just kind of thuds in whatever thick slabs of muscle and meat it has on it to make its form, just seems to absorb most of the impact. And then he looks, and he now locks eyes with Sir Grield and with you as well, Gruffith. And he's like, and he looks and completely forgets about the tavern and is now focused on the group that's attacking him.
Oh, you've distracted it.
All right, that was Gruffith and Sir Grield. After that, we go to, unfortunately, it is the little creatures go, but they are surprised, so they basically do nothing this turn.
Okay.
Then we go to Rowan.
Rowan's gonna whip his lute out, and he's going to Bardic Inspire Xanthias.
Yeah.
We've got this Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer! Power chord.
Nice.
I'm going to augment one of my spells. Flavor it, if you will. My Vicious Mockery is going to be different. So I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on this demon, but what it's going to be is a harsh note that pierces the psyche.
Yeah, I kind of prefer that. Like, Vicious Mockery is like, you smell like poopy, and then they die. I'm like,
Sure.
That's lame. Yeah, sure. I like that as a reflavoring. Like, there's actually just a horrid note in
It's
their
a
mind.
resonant frequency that just like
I like that a lot.
pierces
The brown note.
So that's a wisdom saving throw. 8.
Fail, 14, so it's just 1d4.
Yep.
1.
Another 1 point of damage. You see the creature just kind of, noise, bad.
And with your Bardic Inspiration, you have that little mote floating above your head. It's a tiny Rowan cherub.
Cute.
Is he naked?
Nice.
Naked?
Yeah, of course.
Nice. Perfect. All right. Anything else on Rowan on your turn? Are you staying in the alleyway grouped up with everyone?
I'm going to stay right behind Gruff.
Okay.
And Sir Grield.
Alrighty. Xanthias.
How much movement does Ophelia have?
35.
So just wondering how risky I go with this. As a tiny, young, sweet, tiny
As risky
Sweet.
as your heart desires,
young
Zan.
boy.
Sacrifice yourself.
How dexy does this Minotaur thing look?
It does look pretty agile still. Like, yeah, I mean, it's
Agile,
hard to
but
tell. But, I
big.
mean, it's big, but it's definitely a capable sort of warrior.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you its dex score or anything like that.
No, I know. Sure, I'll
Oh, God. All that.
I'll take a risk because we've got a
love
free
it.
hit anyway. I want to run 30 feet forward.
Okay.
Towards,
Out of the alleyway.
towards the Minotaur thing.
Okay.
And cast.
So would you want to go past the little creature?
Yeah, I guess I would.
It would still get an opportunity attack, even though it's surprised.
It does. Okay.
So you can move out to the side and not run past it, but it means you won't get your.
No, I need to be within 10 feet of this thing. So I want to
risk it.
Try it.
All right.
Because this will help Altheya.
14 to hit.
Exactly.
So that is going to be. I have to separate this because of you specifically. 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then it would normally be 4 points of fire damage, but you are a gold dragonborn, so it's only 2.
Okay.
So 5 total damage.
Total. All right, not too bad.
So it just kind of like, hey, what's that? And catches. And you see that this creature is almost made of this phosphorusy kind of like bright, smoky light. And as it hits you, it sizzles and burns, and you feel like a slashing claw.
Yep, I will, I guess, take that hit. But as I get within 10 feet, I will runic slam the ground for an earth tremor.
Nice. Cool.
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw, the Minotaur. And I guess anything else within 10 feet.
Yeah. 7 total. Anything else within 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't affect one of the methods, but the barricade will get broken.
Done it now.
Done it now.
So yeah, earth tremor. He is now prone.
Okay.
The Minotaur.
It's not prone.
It takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage, so 1 damage.
Okay.
And the ground in that area is loose earth or if the ground is loose earth or stone.
It is stone.
It then becomes difficult terrain until cleared.
Okay.
Cool. So, oh shit, that makes it more difficult for you to actually get there.
Makes it difficult for it to get out.
Makes it difficult to get out, sure, but I didn't consider that. Well, anyway,
it's cool.
Oh, he got for rest.
Done a cool move.
I've done a cool move. And it's now prone.
Yeah, you run forward, you slam the ground. You do hear the shattering of like wood and barrels and tables and things that were forming this barricade. This thing looks like it would have, like, this Minotaur demon thing would have got through that very quickly.
Sure.
It looks like maybe it's just arrived or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing falls to the ground. It kind of grunts. It looks over to you like, oh, I can smell your fear.
Oh, good. I'm pungent.
Anything else on your turn?
And that is all.
All right, Ophelia, it would be your turn. The big demon is last in the initiative, but it's surprised anyway, so it's not going to get its turn this turn.
Right, cool.
What's last?
It's last. Yeah.
No.
The raven is going to go after me.
Okay.
So I'm going to rage and I'm going to charge towards this demon.
Okay. You'll have the same thing of if you want to get close to the big demon, you're going to have to go past one of the smaller ones.
Sure.
It's already used its opportunity attack, actually, so it doesn't matter. It
Right.
can't make an opportunity attack against you.
So I'm gonna take out my. Did I use Rusty or Whip? I thought I should use both. I'll.
So you'll move. It was 40 feet away. You'll move 35 feet.
35.
So you'd be 5 feet away from it, but it is now difficult terrain within 10 feet. So you'd actually only just. You'd be about 10 feet away from it because of the difficult terrain.
I'll use my whip.
Cool. Yep. Got the range.
Got my
Whip has
range.
10-foot range?
10-foot reach.
10-foot reach.
I thought it was 5. I thought I fucked that with the
And
difficult.
I will reckless and give myself advantage.
Okay.
You'd have advantage anyway, right?
Yep. Surprised.
True.
So you don't need to reckless. And prone.
I'm prone. Very true. I don't know if I'm gonna hit it. Honestly, 9 plus 13 to hit.
Just barely hits it. It is its AC.
It's a big,
It is a big boy.
So it's low on the ground. Yeah, it's not armored. It's mainly just like muscle and flesh.
Cool.
Kind of almost red fur.
Nice.
Oh no, sorry, sickly yellow, like a kind of burnt yellow fur.
Kind of cute though.
4, 5, 6, 7.
It's like a big Pikachu.
Is it that big mini that I was looking at earlier?
No.
With the loincloth?
5 total damage with whip.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a creature that you've struck, so you get a blood point as well. Don't forget all your blood stuff for your rage.
Point.
Cool. The whip cracks out, whoosh, slams into the creature's flesh.
And then I would. Can I bonus action any of these? No. Okay. And I've raged anyway, so no.
You've
That's
used
my
your
turn.
bonus action.
Yep. So I am done. So and I can't
All
move
right.
back. So that's my turn.
All right, so the raven goes.
Raven can fly in. Whee! And
It's got 60 foot of fly.
60 foot. I'll get the Raven to make a distracting strike. So it makes an attack. On a hit, the next attack against it has an advantage.
Okay, so make an attack. As long as this attack hits, it gets the distracting strike.
Plus 5 to hit.
It has advantage as well,
Okay.
because of the prone and surprise.
Ooh, 24.
24 hits?
Yep. And then
Sick.
D6 piercing.
+2, I believe.
+2. Numbies 3.
3. You guys are like
We're rolling
hitting,
low on
but
the
you're
damage.
rolling low damage. Yeah.
Whoever attacks next has advantage.
Yep. So the next attack against this thing has advantage, so it's all good.
What do you get with triple advantage?
Nothing, unfortunately. But yeah, you just pile attacks. This thing's on the ground. Again, it doesn't even look bloodied at this point. You've been like, but all the blows are like these nicks and scrapes and these low cuts and not quite digging through into its real meat and flesh. You see now that all of the flying creatures, though, immediately turn their attention on all of you. Like, sensing being attacked, almost gleefully, like, even sensing the suffering of the creature that's being attacked, they all get so excited. They're like, yes, pain, pain, suffer. And then they just turn and descend on you like this flock of angry things on their turn, obviously.
Yes.
The big creature as well is now fully aware. So we go to Gruff.
Definitely demons. I will. Is there a little flappy demon near me?
Yeah, so the way I'm going to say the demons is there's 2 that are within 20 feet, but 1 is 20 feet up in the air. And then the other 3 are around the main entrance near the big demon, but up in the air on like the top windows and stuff. So you've got 2 there, so 2 within 20 feet, but 1's up in the air. And then the rest are all about 40 feet away up in the air as well.
Would they have been in the moonbeam?
Not in the moonbeam, no, they would have been scattered around, yeah.
And my guy is still in the moonbeam, right?
Yeah, he's still in the moonbeam, yeah. So he'll take turn, I believe, on his turn or your turn.
Let me double check this.
I think it's on his
I think
turn.
it's his turn.
I think it's the start of his turn if he's in it, yeah. Or move into it for the first time.
Starts it in the area. Or starts its turn there.
Yeah.
So didn't he have a turn last?
No, he's yeah, I mean he would have started his turn because it was surprise round, so yeah, I guess he would have had it on that, yeah. So I would have taken take the save, yeah.
Nice.
I do save that one. That is going to be an 18
Okay.
con save, so half damage.
I rolled a 6 and a 1, so 7.
So half that to 3.
Moonbeam and surprise round is pretty strong.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah. I'm guessing he's still looking like a dickhead though.
Yeah, he still looks fine. Yeah, he's burning, like you can see some singeing, but this thing is shrugging off these attacks.
Looking like a dickhead. That's not going to change. We're not going to change this.
I will use my action to move the moonbeam to the 2 demons
The little flying ones, yeah?
Yeah,
So you
so-
move it off the big guy,
Yeah.
slide it along the ground basically, and so it will catch the 2 flying up in the air. Sure.
I guess it's like he kind of whistles and then like the ghostly siren moves and it
Flies
moves with
forward
her.
and then catches the 2 of them. Yeah, I'd say that they are within range where even though they're not flying directly above one another, but the moonbeam will catch both of them. The first one is a natural 20 on the saving throw. The next one is a 13.
I rolled a 10 for damage.
Okay. So one will take 5, and
Yeah.
the other one will take the full 10.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The moonbeam, one of them looks badly burnt by the radiant light, like, I hate it, and it's like screaming. The other one is like kind of resisting it and is now focused very solely on you guys.
Okay.
I'm trying to
So it's
decide-
bonus action to move it.
Is it? I thought it was an action.
It might be an action.
Oh god. Sorry. New
It's right, it's been a while since
New
we've
druid
had
here.
somebody use moonbeam as well.
Yeah.
New druid. Action to move.
Okay, action to move. All right, so it's an action to move, so you've got bonus action and movement left.
I'm just trying to decide whether or not to bring my armor up, given that we're probably going to have a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah, this might not be the only fight.
Yeah. I'm going to risk it for now and not bring my armor up. So bonus action wise, I don't think I'm going to do anything. I'll stay where I am
Okay,
as well.
so next to Sigriold
Yeah.
and Rowan, Xanthias and Ophelia have now moved out, basically. So the 3
I
of you
might
guys.
step back into the alley a little bit, actually, so we're not all like clumped up together.
How far back do you want to move?
About 10 foot, just so we're
10
not-
foot away from Rowan and Griel.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
don't want us all clumped up
It
together.
is quite a narrow alleyway, so you're just back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just back.
All right,
Lurking.
okie dokie. Well, after you, Gruffith, it is the sort of smoke demons, basically the phosphorus demons. 2 of them are going to. Oh yeah, sorry, Sigriold. Yep. His speed is 0 to the end of his turn.
Yeah. Can I attack the high up flapping demon that's in this moonbeam?
Yep. That'd be the one that took the full 10.
12 points to hit.
12 to hit will just barely hit. Yep.
Okay.
4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Still up. The bolt passes through, but this creature is kind of made of this amorphous material. It does damage it, but not quite enough to fully destroy it. The bolt just not quite catching it quite right.
Was that the one that took the most damage from the moonbeam as well?
It did, yeah. Yeah. It looks heavily diminished at this point. So it'd be bloodied, but it doesn't have any blood. All right. So after Sigriold, then it's the flying creatures go. The two that start in the moonbeam. The first one fails. The one up in the air, that is going to be a 17 for the one up in the air, so it's going to take half damage.
17 points of damage.
Whoa. So the one that was on the ground that was only partially injured evaporates. Like the moonbeam burns it to a crisp. 17 halved would be 8. Which is also just barely enough to destroy the one that was flying up in the air. So the moonbeam, you see these things, they turn, they're about to fly towards the group of you in the alleyway, and you can see their mouths building up with this yellowy phosphorus flame as they fly towards you. But the moonbeam, before they get out of it, just incinerates them.
Nice.
Nice job.
The 3 that are around the other part of the building are going to descend upon Ophelia and Xanthias, unfortunately.
Okay.
And where the 2 of you are, you moved up a bit close. They are all 3 of them. Well, in fact, no, because they also still want to get to the people inside. I am going to roll a d6 for each of them. So for this one, it's going to go for you 2. The next one's also going to go for you 2. The last one is basically, with that barricade being destroyed, it flies into the building.
Okay.
And you hear it like... All 3 of them, though, the one in the building, they're all going to use their fire breath ability. So I need Xanthias and Ophelia to make 2 dexterity saving throws.
You can use your moat if you want, Tom.
You can use fate points as well.
What else can I use the moat on?
Ability check, attack roll, and saving throw.
So it's a d6 you get to add.
That'll be just to one of them, right?
Yes, to one of the saving throws.
I'll save it for an attack.
This is a danger sense as well, Ophelia, so you get advantage.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, you can see it coming.
Oh! Okay.
Nat 20 on the first one.
Nice.
Success, you take half damage.
And 12 on the second.
Both successes, you're going to take half damage from both.
Sweet.
Xanthias?
I've got +1 on my save. I got a 5 and a 6.
Failure on both of them,
Yep.
I'm afraid. But it is fire damage, so you're taking half anyway.
Half damage, yeah.
So from the first one, it would be 7, so 3.
Okay.
And then the next one would be 7, so it's another 3. So you only take 6 points of fire damage both. You do hear Hawkrim kind of like fire as you hear, and you begin to see like flames licking at the tavern inside as this creature has used its fire breath inside.
From the outside, who was on like the bottom level defending?
It was hard to you have not seen inside
Okay.
yet.
I just didn't know if we could see people up there. Yeah.
No.
It's only one flying thing.
Yeah.
How bad could it be?
How bad could it be? That is all their go. 2 of them are destroyed. We then go to Rowan.
Can Rowan reach with 30 feet of movement, the big boy?
No, you'd have the Ophelia could only just barely get within 10 feet because of her extra 5 foot of movement because of the difficult terrain as well. You can get 30 feet along, which would put you 10 feet away from it, basically.
Okay, I'll probably put myself there.
Okay.
And
I'm assuming you will run around the moonbeam.
Yeah.
Not through it.
Yeah. No, I'll go around it, I think. And then I'll get my longsword ready.
Okay.
For next time. And just for now, do another vicious mockery. So it's
Okay.
a whiz save
On the big demon, yeah.
on a big boy. It's going to keep him distracted.
Yeah, 9.
Yep, so that's just a little d4 tickling his brain. That's 3 this time.
Okay.
I shivered when he said that.
He does look like you see like this like yellow kind of sap-like material come out of its nose, like its drool and its ears. It is bloodied.
Oh, wow.
By that.
Even demons bleed.
Yeah. Anything else running on your turn? That was your move, action. Yep. Alrighty. In which case we go down to Xanthias.
The flying imps that came down towards us, was their fire breath at range, or are they within?
15-foot cone, so they are currently 15 feet up in the air, breathing it down on you and Ophelia, basically.
Not too bad. Yeah, I was worried I'd have a disadvantage on my attacks. I will just do a firebolt on one of the two,
Yeah.
15 feet away. Natural 20.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
So D10 maximized plus another D10.
D10 maxed and another 5, so 15.
They are resistant to fire,
figured they would
unfortunately. So 15 halved would be 7.
Um,
The firebolt kind of burns up, like ignites inside the creature, and you see like fire weak.
Bardic to this.
Bardic.
Can't add it to damage.
Attack roll.
Attack. This isn't an attack roll; it's a damage roll.
Yeah.
You got 20.
And as a bonus action, I will spend a sorcery point to gain 2
Runic shields.
runic shields.
Nice. Yeah, the creature's kind of like pang at its body. It sounds like fire weak. You're weak fire. Balance goes stronger.
Unfortunately, I'm resistant to fire. Most of my attacks are fire. And I will... actually, I'll stay where I am and try and sort of goad these things to come after me because and ask Ophelia, while this thing is down, destroy him.
We'll try.
Well, it is Ophelia's turn next.
Yeah, Ophelia's going to try and hit this demon again.
Yeah, well, you can step into the difficult terrain now, no
Yep.
problem. It's still prone,
Cool, yeah,
so you
I'm
have
going to go for it.
advantage on any attacks.
Yep, let's go. 12 with veracity.
12 just barely misses, unfortunately.
Dang. Okay, no worries.
Yeah, no, what it's thick flesh deflects the blow. Veracity does not find purchase.
Anything else I can try? I'm going to try the whip.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a bonus action offhand attack.
Yeah, I'll do that again. 15, 19.
Hit. 19 hits.
Nice. Okay, so I'll whip it. Wait a minute. I'm going to
real
use
good.
Blood Fury and give myself an extra D6 damage.
Nice.
With the D4. Oh my god, big numbers. 6, 7, 8 total damage.
8 total damage. The whip kind of cracks, lashes it. And you see the creature grunt like, there's nothing compared to the peach.
Okay, and then I'm in its range now, so I'm just gonna stay there. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna send in the Raven.
Yes.
Cool. Should I get? I think I'll get the Ravens to help Xanthius with one of the demons.
Flying creatures.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll
Okay.
get
The
him
one
in.
that he firebolted.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'll use Swift Wings as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 to hit.
Just barely hits. Yeah, but it does hit. That is their AC.
And 8 damage total.
Oh, nice. 8 damage to that really badly. It kind of almost pierces through the smoke-like creature, ripping apart one of its wings, this fey-like raven tearing into it. And you see this thing like, fey creature! They shouldn't be here! And it's like fighting with the bird in midair now.
Motherfucker.
Cool.
Anything else?
Swift wings?
It means it could move without provoking opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have it
nice.
sort of stay. I have the Raven sort of stay around Xanthius and those other 2.
Yeah, well, it's currently engaged with one of them,
Yeah.
so it's in melee combat
So
with that
it'll
one.
stay
Yep.
there.
Yep, nice. Okay.
Nice.
Right. Big boy. Big boy gonna stand up.
Big. That's half its movement.
You move the moonbeam.
It's on the little ones.
You do half its movement, though, which is somewhat good.
Well, I mean, what's its...
Its movement is 40 feet.
So down to 20.
Down to
And
20.
it's on difficult terrain, but it's right next to Ophelia.
It does have difficult terrain. That does actually slow it down, because this thing has like a kind of Minotaur-like charge, where if it
Oh.
moves 20
Yeah.
feet, it gets more of an attack. But it's right next to Ophelia, so...
I am 10 feet. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you're 10
say
feet away.
anything.
It is going to
Stop
move.
speaking.
It's going to position itself so it moves through the difficult terrain with its remaining movement and gets into a place where it can get both you and Ophelia, because you are still quite
I'm
close
also
to it.
10 feet away from it.
Oh, that's right, and Rowan, so it kind of catches the 3 of you, so you're within melee range of it.
Attack me too.
Yeah, sure. It is going to do its goring tusks attack, against Ophelia, and then it's going to swing its big axe towards. I'll roll randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sounds like you...
1, 2, Ophelia. So both attacks are going to go into Ophelia.
Good.
So yep,
there's
it is
enough to-
goring horns. That is 24 to hit.
It's
24, just a
tickle.
That's
Don't tell me.
10 points of piercing damage because I roll
I'm
max. But you're
raging.
raging, so it's only 5.
Yep.
And then its big axe is a 20 to hit,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that hits. No worries. That's what I wanted.
That's what I wanted. That would be 12 points of slashing damage, half to 6.
Nice.
And it's going to actually push you 5 feet back.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it kind of like launches you back a little bit.
Will that be away from us?
Kind of into you and Rowan, so because Ophelia was right next to it. So
okay.
it's going to knock them basically into it, or like pull you into its range more.
Sure.
Cool.
Alrighty. That is going to be its full turn. We go to Gruff.
If I move the moonbeam onto the big boy, is that going to catch?
It's going to catch at least 2 of one of
Okay.
these 3, yeah.
I'm going to move it directly onto Xanthias.
Yeah, because Xanthias also has 2 of these things above him as well.
Yeah, no,
So
I
they're
just
all
want
grouped together.
No, I want to move it onto Xanthias.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the
The
others.
concentrated, carry on.
Especially freezed.
What I'm actually going to do is... I could still cast cantrips even though I'm concentrating, isn't it?
If the cantrip has concentration, then no. It depends on the cantrip.
It does not have concentration.
Then you're fine.
Are the 2 little boys, the super injured one, or I don't know, whichever, one of them,
One of them is really injured, yeah.
are they within 30 foot of me?
Yes, I'd say if you move like 10 feet into the street, yes. Which you can do.
I will.
You can also have Sir Grier go first if you'd prefer.
Yeah, I might have Griel go first, and have him shoot at
The injured one.
the super bad boy.
Mhm.
13 to hit,
13 hits.
Nice.
and that is 8 points of damage with his bolt.
That is enough. You watch as the bolt slams into the injured one that the Raven is currently attacking. This bolt just passes through it and rips the smoke phosphorus demon apart, vanishing it back to its realm.
Great.
You hear him like chunk, like reloading the crossbow.
Does it look like there are any lamps here that could manifest? I know you said it.
They're all around,
they're all-
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
there's a bunch of them. Yeah.
It's more a smash and run, isn't it? And then there's a fire inside
Seems to be, yeah.
the inn.
Yeah.
Can I make it with 35 foot of movement into the inn?
You could not with 35 feet of movement, but you could move to where you can see inside because the barricade's been destroyed now. You could move at like an angle, and then you would have a line of sight into the inn. But you couldn't get into it, no.
And then can I attack the demon that went inside with 30 foot?
Yeah, I'd say that you can get within visual range of it, yeah. But you can't get inside.
Yeah. But then there is also a second demon upstairs, isn't there? Dicking around.
There's one flying above Xanthias and Ophelia still, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for that one.
Okay.
So that is a melee spell attack.
If it's melee, it's flying up in the air. It's 15 feet up in the air at the moment.
I have 30 foot range on this move.
You said it was melee spell attack.
Yeah.
What spell is it?
It is a thorn whip, sir.
Oh, yeah, in that
Oh,
case, yeah.
yeah.
that's different.
think
I was
it
like,
means you
melee
don't
spell
have
attack, but yeah.
Disadvantage if it's close to you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it has a range.
9 plus, what the fuck is my, 6, so a 15?
Hits.
I have never cast this before, what do
I believe it's
do?
D6.
It's a 1d6. 5.
5 points of damage.
As he whips.
And I believe you pull it, is it 10 feet or 5 feet or 15 feet? You pull it closer to you with the thorn whip.
10 feet closer to me.
So basically pull it within striking distance of the ground. So this little creature from the air is pulled, yanked down diagonally towards Gruff, basically.
Into the moonbeam.
No, because that means you would be standing in the moonbeam. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Fantastic. Good stuff. So after Gruff Earth, we go to Rowan. Oh, no, sorry. It is the small creature's turn. Small creature's turn. I'm going to see if its fire breath recharges. It does not. The one inside, it does not. So the one next to you, Gruff, is going to try and claw you. Yeah. Smash for 20.
I mean, these things hit.
Yeah, so that's going to be 5 plus 6 points of slashing damage, and then 7 points of fire damage. Because you are not a gold dragonborn. So it kind of like lunges and catches you on the neck, and it's burning. Even though it's made of like smoke and light, it still burns as it touches you. Die! Balaskar, make me strong, if me kill! Then it's Roman's go.
Rowan's going to healing word Gruffith, almost in perfect unison of just getting hit.
Nice. Good timing, bro.
So that's a D4 plus 4. 8. Full.
Wow.
Down.
Nice.
8 HP.
1. And then he's going to,
What's your bonus action?
long sword, He's going to swipe a big boy.
Okay, yeah, he's still up. Yeah, he's still within range.
40 plus 5, so 19.
19 hits.
3,
Yeah.
17. And then a d10. 8 plus 1, 9.
9 points of damage. Badly injured. This thing is looking pretty rough at this point as you slam the sword in, slicing through its thick muscle. You see it begins to trail that sickly green smoke out of it. Slowing me down. I'm gonna eat you.
I wouldn't.
I will.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. All right. Anything else on your turn, Rowan?
That's it.
Alrighty. I've got to say as well, you hear the sounds of like grunting and fighting from when the small creature attacked inside. You hear like some sort of fighting sounds going in. Gruff, you can see from your angle, you see Horgrim Hawker, this kind of pig Wildheart. He has a great club, like almost like a big baseball bat with nails in it. And he's just chasing after this thing like, get out of me, start fires, like swinging it around. And you can hear him calling out.
No sign of Malady?
No, not on the ground floor, no. But you definitely can hear their voice. Maybe they're on like the second floor up in a room or something. But yeah. Alrighty. That was that. So then we go to Xanthius. So you have a slightly injured creature flying above you, one of these phosphorus demons.
That one was pulled back, right?
It was pulled back next to Gruffith.
Yeah.
And then you have the big boy who is within melee range of you.
And because of that, any of my range stuff has
Disadvantage.
So I just need to go for this guy. But all of my stuff has ranged anyway. I will... Actually, I'll do a mind slither on him.
Okay.
Which means he needs to do an intelligence saving throw.
8.
Good. He will take 1d6 of damage and some other effects as well. 3 damage.
Okay. Holds his head.
They subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw they make before the end of their next turn.
All right.
Oh, I need to roll concentration.
Oh, yes, you did, yeah. It would be... You took how much damage? You took 7 and 8, so it's like 16. So, yeah, DC's still 10, I think.
14?
Yep, it's fine.
You're good.
You're good.
And I will again spend a sorcery point to create 2 more runes. I now have 4 runes.
4 runes. That's the max you can have right
That's
now.
the maximum I can have.
Yeah, nice. All right, so you see Xanthius is now almost covered in like these glowing glyphs and sigils, right? Like
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of space, but yeah, it's the most like of these golden sigils you've seen on Xanthius's arms and
Excellent.
skin, some around his
Wonderful.
stuff.
Magic rash.
Yeah,
Ophelia.
I'm tatted up.
Ophelia's gonna wail on this demon again. I'm gonna try and use Veracity's ability and try and get some blood.
Yeah.
This demon.
Oh, well, that just you track the blood. However much damage you do whenever you use your empowered bite or like you do damage with veracity, that's how much blood it gains.
Cool. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
That hits. It hits.
Nice. Okay.
Welcome to the big leads, kid.
Yep. 3, 4, 5. 5 points, and I'm gonna get those back as.
Is that you do the veracity normal damage as well, not just
Yes.
the D4? Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5.
5 total.
5 total.
Did you roll your normal damage
Yeah,
dice?
what damage
I
did
don't
you
think
do
you
that?
rolled your normal damage dice.
I think you rolled a D4, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Just rolled
oh my
a
god, I'm
D4.
an idiot.
Yeah, it's D8.
That's better. I'm 10.
So 10 points.
Yeah.
That is enough. Ophelia, as you plunge veracity into this creature, you feel it. And are you using like the drawing blood? You're
Yes,
going to use
I'll
like
use the
empowered
vampire
blood.
bite.
Do you want to regain hit points?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you get the 10 hit points back, basically.
Nice.
As you plunge veracity in, you watch as this thing seems to like wither and shrivel as the blade cuts it, and you see this mist of kind of demonic-looking blood flow into Ophelia, and you feel strong. The blood it tastes quite vile and smoky and hot, but there is a strength and a power to it as you absorb that blood. So yeah, track another 10 points of blood drunk for veracity as it kills it. Finishes it off.
Gemstone on veracity as well, like
It's
it glows.
hard to tell, like at a glance, but
So that is 2 for veracity.
cool as hell.
Your
That's all I
demon
care
blood
about.
is now mine.
and you watch this thing withers and dies. It does eventually turn into smoke and mist and vanishes.
Okay.
But before it does, you watch it kind of wither. Like,
Well done, Ophelia. I think that was gross.
you still have the rest of you still have bonus action and movement.
Yes. Okay. So the little demon boy, is he close by?
You can make a whip attack against him.
I'll whip the demon. Why am I rolling 2 d20s? I'm an idiot. Get out of here.
Is it record?
No. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Just barely hits, yeah.
Nice.
AC's 11.
Let's go get this little demon. 3 points.
3 points of damage. It all helps. The crack of the whip kind of disperses a bit of the creature. It kind of looks confused. It's being surrounded now. It's being pulled to the ground. It's kind of caught between Gruff and Ophelia now. It's kind of caught between the two of you. Yeah, fantastic stuff.
And then I'll send the raven into
That's right, yeah, the raven.
tavern to go and deal with the demon inside.
Great.
Nice.
Great stuff, yeah.
That's
That sounds like an album name.
Demon inside.
Cross from a hard place.
No, the demon
Standard,
inside.
standard attack 21 to hit.
Hits.
4 piercing damage.
4 piercing damage. I will add that to the damage it had already taken. Yeah, you hear it kind of fly in and begin tearing into this thing. You do hear Holgrim like, "Oh, where's this bloody bird come from?"
Good guy. Friendly.
Fantastic. The big demon is dead. So we go back to Gruff.
Nice.
Yeah, can I just like,
You can beat on this thing.
yeah, I'm gonna wail on it.
Yeah.
Can I go in and
Yeah, it's
wail?
melee range. Yeah, you pulled it down next to you.
Wait, no, I thought the little demon died. I thought she.
No, big
she
demon.
killed the
Big demon died.
I kill little demon then.
Yeah.
Where the fuck?
It's always hard doing theatre of mind when we're so used to mini combat, I know.
15 plus 6.
Hits.
5 plus 4 is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. There's going to be that. You watch as the shillelagh cracks down on the smoky form, and it just dissipates. It just turns it to mist.
Okay, just the one inside.
Just the one
there.
inside the tavern now at this point.
Can I move towards the tavern?
Yes, you absolutely can.
That is.
You'd be just getting inside because of the difficult terrain around the entrance, but you can just get inside.
How flamey is it looking?
There is definitely a fire, but you can see once you get inside, the flames seem to have caught like a section of the inn, like just on the side of it, and a bunch of civilians are like using like a wet, damp cloth, and they're trying to smother the fire. They've got it in control. Like it was only if all of those demons had got in, there probably would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But that one fire, there's enough people to kind of put it out. But you do hear the sound of more fighting coming from upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I can do. So
Okay.
that's all I'm going to do. Can I have Griel move up? And although he's only got 25 foot of movement, and wait, did the demon inside die as well?
No, still
that's
alive.
still going. Can I aim at that? Is that a thing I can aim at? 100
I would
foot?
say that with 25 feet, you would run along. Yes, I'm going to give the creature some cover just because it's a bit of an awkward shot, so he'll have +2 AC.
No.
No.
5 plus 4 to hit.
No, not enough. The bolt thuds into the wooden door frame, unfortunately. Yeah, kind of so great, like, off me aim. Kind of grumbles to himself.
Do you want me to be tracking bolts as well?
Yes, please, yeah. He can recover that last one, so don't use it for that one.
You've used
3, I think.
2, 3, yeah.
Yeah, 3. Alrighty. So those of you, now that some of you can see inside, after Gruff and Sir Griold, Hogrim, the big innkeeper with his double-handed baseball bat, basically is going to take an attack. He is going to hit.
Nice.
D12 plus 2 for another 8 points of damage. You can see that the creature inside is probably quite regretting being inside as he's being swatted around by this man. He's like, he's kind of being battered around. He looks quite formless at this point, like nearly defeated.
And he hasn't recovered his flame breath?
No, but it is his turn now.
Okay.
Nope, does not
Okay.
recover flame breath. He's going to turn on Hogrim. I do roll another nat 20.
Holgrim,
Hogrim's
what a
gonna
hero.
take-
Hog roast.
He's going to take 8, and then another 6 points of fire damage, so 14 points of fire damage. He would be looking very rough. So you see as he kind of gets this big heavy swing, he's like, "Take that, you bastard!" And then the creature just turns on him, grabs his face, and he's like, swiping at him as his claws, his neck and his face get torn up by this creature. But that is there. There you go. We then go to Rowan.
Rowan around the corner to the inn.
Yep, you can get inside. Same as you're at this point where you can get inside.
It's gonna healing word Hogrim.
Okay.
So that's a little D4.
D4 plus
Knocking
4.
at his door. 8.
8, yeah, I mean, huge heal. Like, you see, like, kind of the demon, the phosphorus demon flies off from his face. You can see these hideous burns and claw marks in his neck. You reach out and, like, a note or a vibration, you see the wounds begin to heal and close up.
Am I close enough to slash it with my long
absolutely.
sword?
Yeah, the remaining little phosphorus demon, or at least the one you can see.
11.
11 does barely just hit. It is its AC.
Okay. Sick. 4 points.
As just enough. You watch as the sword cleaves through the remaining bit of the smoke, once again turning to mist, it evaporates.
That's wicked sick dope.
That is wicked sick dope. Did you say there was more noise upstairs, though?
Yeah, you can, now that you're inside, you can hear that. When you heard Benedict's voice from before, it was slightly muffled, and you can hear it's coming from upstairs. You hear this kind of like gasp of pain, grunt. You hear like something slam into the wood, and Hallgrim will just say, the Sister Inquisitor, she's fighting more of them upstairs.
Okay.
We can deal with the ones down here. You lot, start putting the barricade back. And they start kind of all gathering up. But we won't stay in initiative at this point. What are you guys doing, like, once you kind of get in? Like, we've got Rowan and Gruffith are inside the inn still at this point, so Grield, Ophelia, and Xanthias are all still outside. What do you guys do?
Rowan will go upstairs.
You just rush upstairs? Yeah. Yep. What about Gruff?
What happens with Moonbeam? Like,
it just stays there as long as you concentrate for a minute, I believe.
I don't have to, like, if I'm a certain distance from it, it doesn't matter.
Don't think so.
There's a range to cast it.
Yeah. I'd say, like, if you go like 90 or 100 feet or something away from it, maybe.
120 foot is the cast range.
Yeah, I'd say if you go outside of that, maybe, but I don't think technically it does. I think as long as you keep concentrating.
Might as well just leave it hanging about then.
Yeah.
Push it towards the tower.
Slowly, just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the film.
Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs. I'll follow upstairs.
Okay. Yeah. Follow up with Rowan, Xanthias, Ophelia.
I think I'd probably go in and tell them about, with as much time as we have.
Yeah.
Cathedral.
A cathedral is a safe place. If you go through the alleyways, it'll be clear enough.
Hogrim will say, like, you sure? Like, we can't really risk it. These people aren't fighters. If we take them out somewhere that's not safe, are you sure it's safe to go back that way?
We came from the alleyways, and it's...
And the cathedral, you said, is safe?
Totally safe. Go to Blackwing's Tower, and then head straight north, and that route should be clear.
All right.
Hallowed ground. Anywhere that's hallowed ground.
All right. And you call out, it'll be like, right, you, grab that club over there, you. And he goes and behind the bar, he like pulls out like some short swords and like pieces of old like adventuring gear, and he throws them. He gets like probably like a young like artisan, like maybe she's like a weaver or something. He gives her like a short sword, and he's like, right, you hold that, right, you lead them. And he's like, right, follow me. Run, just don't stop moving. If something grabs you, fight back, but unless that, just keep moving. And he's like, right, thanks. And he like turns and just kind of like gives you that sort of like, bloody mess, all of this, innit? And then just makes his way out.
Sorry about the tavern.
That's right. Meanwhile, Gruff and Rowan, you run upstairs and you see several of the rooms are open, but you hear one of the rooms is definitely some conflict is taking part in. When the two of you get to the door, you see Benedicta covered in like wounds and burns and things like that. Basically in front of the bed, where you can see Malady in like a feverish sickness is like rolling and turning and like, is barely conscious. And you see a creature that you recognize because it is the smoke-like assassin-y creature that killed Ophelia. And it has obviously gotten into the tavern and has specifically come for, potentially this powerful threat. And Benedicta is fighting it off. It's got like a hand wrapped around her neck. She's plunging like her sword in that's glowing with divine energy, like fending it off at this point. With the two of you arriving, because I don't want to roll another combat, the two of you can easily assist. Swinging at it with swords, with your shillelagh, you can easily kind of fend this creature off, and then with one final divine smite, Benedicta can basically like finish this thing off. If you guys had taken too long, or if you hadn't intercepted, that might have gone a very different way. It looked like Benedicta was pretty much on her last legs.
Oh, good.
She kind of falls to like one knee, but immediately like turns to her sister and is like checking Malady, like making sure that she's not been wounded or anything like that. And then when she can see that it's clearly safe, in ragged breath, she just looks up, her blonde hair kind of stuck to her face through sweat. You can see several of these burns. Thank you, Saints and Scions, thank you.
We would be very appreciative if you have any energy left to head to the cathedral. It is hallowed ground. You'll be safe there.
I will try. I have to carry Melody.
There is a group ready to travel downstairs. The tavern keeper and everyone else.
I'll help you take her downstairs.
No, I've got her. Once she is safe at the cathedral, is there anywhere that you need my sword?
You take a moment to rest.
No, there is evil in this city and it must be purged.
We can agree on that at least.
There is a tower.
At least that, yes.
We're heading to the western tower.
The western tower or the watchtower? Why?
Watchtower.
There's a light. One of the watchtower lights is flickering. We want to bring it down. We think it's faulty, and maybe if we break that, we can break the hold over everything.
Very good. Once I've secured Melody, I will make my way there.
Wait a moment, and then I'll touch her and on the arm and cast Cure Wounds at level 1.
Okay.
5 points of healing.
5 points of healing. You see some of those burns and the scars, the wounds, the slashing wounds begin to heal. And she sort of nods her head, lets out a breath, and seems to catch some of her energy back as well. Thank you. Griffith.
You've got this, sister. I know you have it in you.
I do. I will not let my sister fall, nor will I let Ashen's Rest be consumed by this foulness. We must not let it stand. Who is responsible? The Lamplighters?
The Lamplighters and maybe even Ilkara Sunsword herself.
To think that she would betray her own. Very well. Come, sister. And she, bends down, sheaths the giant sort of greatsword on her back, scoops her Melody up in her fireman's, when you princess carry, I guess. Kind of scoops her up. Melody is completely not conscious. She's murmuring. You can hear, no, yes.
Like a
feverish kind of thing, and she's kind of twitching and shivering and things like that. Benedicta just sort of holds her close, nods, makes her way downstairs, and joins the team.
Guide her down.
Yeah. She's now that she's kind of fought off those enemies, she's fine. Hogrim and the others are just getting ready to leave, and the group of them are going to make their way back towards the cathedral.
These two are with you.
Oh, Hogrim just nods good. I could use that one's sword, and he kind of points to Benedicta.
Good luck.
Good luck to you as well. Saints and Scions go with you. I will join you as soon as Melody is safe.
I don't doubt that.
Go well.
Well, we need to keep moving, but hopefully we'll see you later.
You will. With that, you guys have. Where would you like to head from here?
Friendship secured.
So I guess it's
Mutual goal, I think.
They will remember this in the corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess the question is, if we go the most direct route, we're going to skirt by the base of the Pharos.
We're going nowhere near the Pharos.
Yeah. So if we go, well, it's kind of going back on ourselves, but north, it takes us to the Blacksmith's Guild.
And then you could cut across Greyforge, the main gate, and make your way to the tower that way. Your other option is to cross the plaza and start heading south, which will take you past the forge, and then you can circle around from there. A latte fun and the tavern as well.
Scoop up a couple lattes.
Get Tyria as well.
Yeah. Nah, Tyria's fine.
Tyria can't move that far from the inn, unfortunately. But
I feel like the choice is either we can go north and go through the guilds, or go south and go past the forge, and then west.
So
Either way.
I mean, the Blacksmith Guild could be useful because they were already opposing the.
Yeah, I feel like if we told them, hey, you know what you're saying about the Lamplighters? This is your time, buddy.
Yeah, fight back.
But then also
the same with
Forge
Forge, actually.
would have the High Authorities.
yeah,
and
it's also where the High Marshal and many of the soldiers probably are based as well.
And it might have Teresa as well. So
Yeah.
God knows what's going on with Teresa.
So yeah, either work with the guild, which will have a lot of probably not trained fighters, or go for the Authority, who is probably already doing something against this anyway. But we can at least advise them. That tower there,
It
that's
would
the place
also
to
mean
go.
crossing the plaza if we go to the forge.
As you
true.
guys are discussing this, as you look out, you can see the Everlights around the plaza. Many of them are beginning to conjure creatures again, and some of those creatures that you defeated look like they're making their way back. You also hear another roar. I will not let this land fall. Begone, you and that filth, this metal that you have consumed. And you see Duke Ignarius grabbing Obsidian, slamming him into the ground. He manages to pull himself free, maybe teleports with magic. This kind of black and red dragon disappears in a swirl of magic, reappears nearby. Father, you are not yourself. Calm. This is some spell. And they take off into the air, being pursued. This ongoing battle as Duke Ignarius is kind of completely now in the illusion of this being the Oriat insurrection.
So
we did see something like someone or something controlling something at the top of the Pharos. Like,
some sort of figure maybe directed part of it or was involved in it in some way, but it was, it's small and very far away.
there's a small temptation where I'm like, do we go to the Pharos and stop whatever is controlling?
At the source.
I think we need to
not the
pick
source,
our
but-
battles.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think if we go across the
Daddy's
plaza,
fighting.
You can see as well that shape, that kind of cyclone of mist and light and smoke, it's now, there's a form. It's still very unfinished, but there is this horrid kind of horned face, maybe like an element of an arm is beginning to kind of form out of it, and it's big. It's maybe not Duke Ignarius big, but it's big.
something we can't deal with.
I'm kind of tempted that we go straight for the watchtower rather than the forge. I don't know.
Straight to the watchtower past the Tharos. Well, I'm thinking if we go across the plaza towards the authorities in the forge and stuff.
Basically you could go directly to the watchtower, make the quickest route possible. That'll take you past the Pharos, but it'll be the quickest.
Yeah.
You can either go south past the forge, maybe gain some allies there,
But
maybe
we would also
encounter some other problems.
We'd also be going through the plaza, which is going to lure all of that shit towards the forge. That sounds like we'd be dooming them
say
rather
we'd
than
be
helping.
like-
Go straight there.
Straight past the Pharos.
Because we don't have to quite go past Pharos. We can go sort of like underneath building 8.
That's true. I guess it's a tiny bit slower, but it's
Yeah,
not.
we can finally rub away that fog of war.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
look,
there?
It's a shop. Oh, nice.
Let's just go to the tournament field.
And then we world ding.
We will world ding.
World thing.
No.
What?
World ding.
Yeah, when you get XP for discovering a location.
discovering areas. Yeah, I know what world ding is.
Okay.
That's not a thing.
My campaign.
All right, but we would still cross the plaza. Either way, I think we're crossing the plaza, right?
Yeah. We're gonna cross it either way.
Yeah, the only way you could not do that is if you head north towards the guilds. That's the only way you can avoid the plaza.
So the choice is, do we
It'll
stop
take
by
too
the
long.
forge or do we beeline straight for the...
Because the plaza is massive. Like, you're on the edge of the plaza with the tavern right now. So there might be another event as you're crossing it. There might be, like, it's a pretty big waypoint.
I feel like we need to get to the watchtower to stop whatever this manifesting big demon is from making it. So speed is of the essence. We could save more people, but I feel like if we stop the dome in the first place, that stops more
thing won't
things
come
teleporting
through.
in.
Yeah.
So, beeline.
Beeline.
Yeah, I think so. I think we have to.
We could shout at them from the back of the forge.
It's all walls.
Damn it, that's...
Hi, authority, we're going this way. God, pass it on.
Rowan puts his loot down,
Oh, damn.
like, we need to move now.
Okay,
This way.
Yep.
And he will make a decisive decision. To
be the
go
vanguard then.
skirt
Yeah, all right. Sounds like Rowan's going to be the vanguard. So you want to basically go past building 8 and 12,
underneath.
avoid the
8,
forge. Yep. And
So
go
not
that way.
straight past the Pharos, just
One
one building away.
Close enough.
One block away.
One block. Well,
That's for you.
I will say, you don't have to worry about this being an event, but you would see that the Pharos itself, as you kind of move past it, there are a lot of demons, but they're not attacking the tower. They are protecting it. They
We should go right
some
in
of
the middle of
those
that.
bigger, the Minotaur-like demon. You see some other ones. Some of the soldiers, the ones that you fought when Ophelia died, like they're just troopers of these sickly, almost like hobgoblin-esque, but more demonic kind of humanoid figures. They have formed a perimeter around the Pharos. You can, though, also hear screaming and fighting coming from inside the Pharos as well. But as you scoot past it, I can tell you that building 8, and I have to actually bring up my.
by the way, remember this. We're running past and taking a note of the sign as we see it.
Free high-level gear.
Oh,
All new adventurers.
XP potions.
In fact, actually, let me.
Currently abandoned.
So this would be.
Don't.
Sorry. Are you moving quickly? Cautious. You're going quickly. Alrighty. Okay, so you'll have disadvantage on any checks, but there's fewer events, and you do this in quicker time. Okay. So let me just bring up. So I will reveal to you that Building 8 is. It is a school. It is the Ignaxa Academy of Schooling that I think Ophelia got. Yeah.
How are we spelling that?
Ignaxa is
corrupted demonic children
IGNAXXA
pouring out
Academy. The Ignaxa Academy. There are not demonic children, but
demonic head teacher. Demon head teacher.
it is more that as you are going past, you can see that there are several civilians who maybe have rushed to the school when things were breaking out, to maybe rescue the kids and things like that. When you guys are moving past it, because unfortunately I did roll events, you see as you are moving your past, and Rowan, you want to move past, but you see there's almost this crowd, a horde of civilians just stood out in the courtyard with their children and things like that, and when they see you, they turn and you see smoke just billowing out of their eyes and their mouths as this horde of possessed civilians sees you guys. So if you want to avoid detection, so this is, Rowan, you're leading it, you can try and grab the team and hide temporarily, or you can try something else. If you can come up with an idea of how Rowan would react to this scenario. So you can see that basically spilling out onto the streets, filled with fear, filled with despair, all of these parents and their children have basically been taken over by this smoke corrupting effect, and they are like a horde of zombies, kind of stumbling around. What is
going
Rowan
to
do?
very quickly usher everyone into a small alleyway.
Try and hide.
And then use my creation to create a wall in front of the alleyway.
Oh, I like that.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's very cool. Yeah, and I think that these are kind of corrupted. They're possessed by demonic spirits and evil magic. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to say not even a check. That's really clever play. You pull them into the alleyway, and with creation, you create a fake. It's actually a physical real, isn't it? Because it's the creation. You can actually create a wall, a section of wall. Maybe because I think the size limit. Do you have limitations on size and stuff?
It is a.
Not that I want to be pedantic about it, but I think there's ways around it. But I just want to make sure
10 foot.
10 foot. Yeah. 10 foot by 10 foot square.
And maximum size of a medium creature. 80 gold.
So it wouldn't be a full building wall, but you could make a stone wall you can hide behind.
Yeah. Nice.
Now, the thing is by doing this, you pull them into the alleyway, you create this wall. The possessed civilians don't see you. You now have a problem. You either have to wait for them to move on, or you have to go another way round, and you can't move past the school at this point. Or you can wait and hope that they'll eventually leave, but that might cost you time. This can be a group decision, by the way.
Okay.
But you don't have to worry about dealing with this. Is no longer a potential combat. This is no longer a potential problem. You don't have to worry about trying to deal with these civilians.
The alleyway that we're in,
Yeah.
the building that I guess we're now up against, are there entryways into that building that we could then probably use the building to progress rather than out onto the main
I would
road?
say that there's a window. You could maybe try and break the window and climb in through the window. You could maybe get out onto the roof or something like that. You're not going to be able to, you can't use this building to get into where you were going to go. You either have to go back and go to the forge or something like that, or wait and let this group because they are kind of in that zombie way, kind of stumbling around. They're confused. They're possessed by this demonic thing. They're almost quite bestial. They're kind of like animals. And the kids are doing the same thing. They're all being sort of corrupted by this.
I don't know. I think kids act like that anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Beasts.
Really important
They are
addition.
Just poop.
They're just, one step away from being feral. So
This wall, if anyone's got high perception, each stone is a embossing of Rowan's face.
Okay.
It's got a little face on it.
It's like a Easter Island
But sideways to form. Okay.
It's a mishmash.
Nice.
Some of them are upright. Some of
Some
them,
are squished.
yeah. It's like a cobblestone.
Every different emotion.
It's a wall of emojis.
Rowan's emoji wall just saved us from an army of the dead. Not dead.
Possessed.
We could. Which alleyway would you say that we've gone into? 7?
I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about the map, but yeah, there's a little side bit connected to the inn or behind you near the forge. Maybe it's not even necessarily an alleyway. It's a crenulate, a section of the forge's defensive wall, and you're just behind a thing here, basically. But yeah, like I don't need to worry too much about those specifics. You can either wait for them to go past, or you're going to have to just find another way around. Go a different route.
What do we think? Do we wait?
I have a dumb idea, which is a really dumb idea that's going to get shot down immediately. I have Long Strider, which increases my speed. What if I just went out there, ran off, lured them to a different place, allowed you guys to proceed, and then I can catch up a little bit later?
You're gonna Shaun of the Dead it.
What happens to that person normally in a zombie movie?
Got torn apart.
Okay.
You'd like run into something else,
Yeah.
another horde.
Yeah.
But I do have... I mean, it's actually
an
the
extra
speed
10
bonus
feet
is
of
not
movement.
great. It's
Only 10 feet.
I mean,
still
yeah.
actually kind of sucks.
If you want to change it, that's fine. It's really bad.
I get it from my runic magic.
You're better off taking Expeditious Retreat.
I'm going to be honest. Some of the runic spells that you get as a rune mage suck ass.
I agree.
Old words.
Chaos
Yeah.
Bolt, though.
Chaos Bot. No, I chose that.
I mean, you get it for free. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, Shaun
Anyway,
of the Dead, he leads
give it
them
back.
away, but then they actually follow him back to the pub.
Oh, that's true.
And so it doesn't really.
I think
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I think let's. I feel like it's the same amount of time if we do either, like if we wait or if we go round.
the waiting is a random amount of time. I'm going to roll the dice, and that's how much time it's going to be. If you go around, it could be less time than waiting. It might be longer.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be a gamble.
You've given us more variables.
Yep.
Nice, thanks.
So if you wait, it will be a gamble. If you choose to go a different way, it will only be a slightly delayed amount of time. Because you've made some progress. You've crossed the plaza. You've made some progress already.
I think let's go around a different way. Like,
Yeah.
a different way.
yeah. We'll do
Okay.
that.
Because when we gamble, we lose real bad.
No, I think this is his time.
Well, it doesn't generate another event going another way round. So that's
Okay.
that's a good thing, right? You eventually make your way around, and when you don't go to the forge, you don't have to worry about going to a different location or anything like that. You basically just take some side streets and get round the alleyway. The building 12, by the way, is a theatre called the Duke's Hall. It's a theatre and concert hall.
Nice. The Duke's Hall.
Can I retroactively, you know, when I made this wall, can I put a sign on it that says civilians head to the cathedral?
How long does it last?
2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, you just written
cool.
into the
And
wall.
an arrow.
Yeah. Absolutely, you can do that.
Cool.
Okay. Alrighty. So from there, no, they would have gone to there.
We're going around a tourney field at this point.
Yeah. So at this point, you make your way. Well, that actually gets you to the base of where the tower is. Those checks and Rowan leading the way.
Nice.
It took some time. I did roll some other stuff.
Across the city.
You eventually make your way, and you can now see basically a kind of street. You can see like it's an open, wide, quite large street near the tourney field, and you can see several buildings. A building connected to the wall with a staircase leading up, and then a great tower. And you can see up on the tower, on the wall, there is this kind of tall, slender tower with this blazing beacon at the top of it, and that beacon is projecting this kind of smoky light up into it. But that light is flickering. There is a figure from this distance now. You can see that in this tower, crouched by this light, is a dwarven shape who is tinkering and doing something to this light. And that flickering is becoming less random, and the gaps between it are growing longer. It is Morris Goldsight. You've never met them before, but you can immediately guess this dwarven figure tinkering with it, and they are trying to fix whatever is wrong with this light to stabilize it. The city street in front of the wall in the building, there are several demonic figures, there are several civilians, some of which are possessed, some are not. There's a squad of guards, and looks like maybe they were the guards who are, nearby and have rushed to come to aid.
Okay.
They are trying to fend off some of these things and protect the civilians, but you arrive on the scene as that is all taking place. If you want to, I'm not going to set the miniatures up yet, but because I wanted to show off the map first.
We got maps.
We got a flame with a light in it.
Just because I built new terrain for this. So.
We only got ourselves a GD tower. That tower is so tall.
It's a tall.
I had to position it in a way that didn't block anybody's camera or my face.
It almost blocks your face.
It almost blocked my face, and I think the bloody light isn't very bright. But yes, so you can see the street. There are some overturned wagons where people have panicked, creating a bit of cover. But this is going to be the battlefield to reach the tower. And up in this tower, we don't have it all like unlocked yet. This is probably a little bit bigger in the actual kind of spacing. There's enough room there, but for the representation, Morris Goldsight is up here fixing whatever device is is creating this effect.
Yeah. Okay.
There are demons, guards. This battle is going to be basically the battle to get to the tower.
Why is it got to be a battle?
I think
because they're demons and they are going to attack.
Let's make friends.
No.
Don't make friends with demons.
But that is where we're going to end this episode.
Okay. So next time,
It is going to be
assault on the control room.
Yeah, basically kind of an assault the watchtower. Like your objective, I will tell you this before we do the battle. There are 3 Everlights here that are all corrupted Everlights. If you kill all the enemies, they are going to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Your objective is to get to this
You just need
tower.
to charge forward.
Basically, if you can get to this tower and stop Morris and destroy this light or disable it or whatever, that is the objective. Killing the bad guys, not going to help you.
Yeah, but more XP though.
But there's also going to be the problem of there will be civilians here. There are guards here who are going to maybe be able to help you. If you don't stop the demons, they might kill those civilians or corrupt them and turn them against you and things like that as well. So rushing towards the tower, good idea. Might have to do stuff as well. And
Bit of a trolley problem.
Fuck them.
yeah, I mean, it's that thing of, how heroic are you guys?
Not named, are
Well, Gruff wants to be a knight. Is a
Ruff
knight.
does, Kim doesn't. Fuck them.
There you go. Yeah. But that's it. That's where we're going to set up for the next episode.
Nice, very cool. That's such a cool fight.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great scenario.
Well, this, like I said, this is the. So I tentatively called this episode "Ashes to Ashes," and I thought that the next episode could be the Battle of Ashen's Rest, because it is. I suspect that perhaps the next episode might be, depending on how it goes, but that might be the culmination of this plot. Because if you can disable this, the Watchtower light, that might just be the solution.
Yeah,
and stop everything.
Watch us screw this up, guys. Watch us screw this up real good.
We'll see.
This could be the final episode of Altheya.
Of Altheya the Dragon Empire. This could be the TPK we've been looking for.
Episode 26.
But you guys
what
got.
is it?
Tomorrow, next episode's episode.
Next episode's episode 26, the episode.
Isn't? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Famous episode.
Famous episode 26.
No spoilers.
Yeah. But yeah, great job. You got a long rest in. You managed to
did
get
it,
that.
yeah.
You have spent some time. So some of those allies and NPCs and places like that, there could be some elements there.
Save Benedicta.
You did indeed save Benedicta and Malady is the main thing as well. Yep. And Hogrim, yep. And the tavern won't be destroyed, it's going to be damaged, but it's not going to be. It's not going to
Probably be destroyed, but the people are safe.
Is the Swobold okay?
I am not going to reveal that until all of this is done. Yeah. So, all right.
He's fine.
With that, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time for the next episode.
Hell
Take
yeah.
care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Later. Bye-bye.